Shadows gather where the truth once stood. A kingdom of confusion carved out of falsehood. Body walks through the ruins like a prophet reborn. A voice wants in fire, a mind drawn is gone. The chaos watches with an all-seeing glare. Guardian of reason in a world unaware. When the overlord stalls at the edge of the frame, the faithful rise up, they already know his name. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of common sin. I come to wake the sleeping, the church will bring the fed. Overloads, no illusions, no hollow in compares. Here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Misled, thinking truth from the wreckage, raising dawn from the dead. Every word is a weapon, shot men declare, exposing every shadow we pretend not to fear. And the overlord merges with the suffering command. A beast of judgment, the mortal to his bed. On his growl rings through the silence of the night. The loyal understand, trigger keeps the balance right. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. I'm making the chaos of found to
Welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Amorty, and I am your host, Lunch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know how we do it for you, and let's party. Welcome. We got Lone Wolf and Cub. Brandon up and early said we need more Nick Shirley out in our country to expose various frauds, specifically voter fraud. Love the music, by the way. Shout out to Guam Tech for getting that song for me. It really highlights the overlord, but indeed. And we got Warehouse Junkie in the building. Welcome. So, yeah, some of you may have seen that, I apologize, a little bit clickbaity in saying that he's back, but I did put that he was doing an interview in the title. I was kind of hoping to make people think like, oh, did he do another sting operation or something like that? But very interesting conversation from what I saw. As you guys know, I like to watch a little bit of what we're covering as I can so that I can have a fresh reaction and discussion along with you guys. So we got King Nirvana. Welcome to the party. I will have to check that out. Thank you. Lone Suburban Democrats say looking into fraud is a form of white supremacy. You don't want to be a white supremacist, do you? Well, if it works for Larry Elder, then it works for me. All right, let's dive right in. Warehouse said just finished it, so no spoilers, but I think it's gonna be fun. As always, guys, if you cannot hear the video, please do let me know. Actually, real quick. With something like this, I'm in that, my channel's in that space where sometimes we have a nice little crew of people where I can hold conversations, and then sometimes, the stream will blow up and it's just going. So, keep that in mind. If the more intimate it is, the more directly I can, talk to you guys. But if it gets a little wild, then stick with me. So as always, if you cannot hear the video, please do let me know. Play.
My video on the expose of the fraud in Minnesota is the most viewed video ever by a creator, longer than 10 minutes than anybody other than the name of Mr.
I was going to
Beast.
say, what about Mr. Beast?
Altogether, it did around 500 million views.
Who do you think were the main people who signal boosted the video and brought it into that true viral orbit?
Elon Musk, who shared the video. JD Vance, he shared the video. You had the Attorney General, but she actually didn't share it. She reacted to the video a few days later. Literally, quite frankly, every account on X saw that video instantaneously. Health and Human Services, they froze all funding to childcare inside of Minnesota, and then they're asking for businesses to prove that they are legit businesses before they give tax dollars to these businesses that are not really businesses.
As far as that main center that you visited, Quality Learning, aka Quality Learning Center.
Yeah.
Was there ever any kids there in the first place?
No. So that daycare center, it's been operating fraudulently. It's actually had over 90 violations over the past few years. And the day that I went there at 11 a.m. They're operating.
How is 90 violations not enough to get anything shut down? In what realm of the world do we say, well, you've only had 90 violations, let's keep it running? Why is that even a thing?
And the day that I went there at 11 a.m. Their operating hours are from 2 to 10 p.m. They're not saying, and that's actually not legal.
So you said you went there at 11 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
And their operating hours are between 2 and 10 p.m.?
Allegedly.
But if that is true, would it have made sense that you didn't see any kids there?
Yeah, it would have made sense if I didn't see children there. Either way, whether I was there when kids were supposed to be there or not, why are all the windows boarded up? Or why are all the windows blacked out? Why is there no phone number that leads to anywhere? These businesses are supposed to be operating to serve children. People should be able to check in their child there, and their children into these daycares. It's literally impossible.
And that's the craziest part to me, is people who are like, well, where's the proof? There's no proof here. Like, okay, fair enough. There's no proof here. This is an investigation to see what can be found. And the fact that you can see that in so many different instances, they're having issues just having a conversation with a business owner. The fact that alarm bells aren't going off in your head when you see that, I don't know what else it will take. I don't know what else it will take. Shout out to Equality and Deference because vagina over on Rumble. Welcome. Said liked and shared. Oh my goodness, thank you so very, very much. You guys know that stuff is free, it's easy, and it helps out the channel so very, very much. It doesn't even matter if you think anybody's going to click on the link that you share. Just by you telling the platform you want more people to see it, they will show it to more people. Good evening to you, sir. We got Avery. Welcome. I guess who was right about Venezuela? Did something new happen? What did I miss? What did I miss? Violations don't mean shit, I guess. I mean, neither does being a daycare. I mean, what are we talking about? Lone Wolf said, people figured it out. Venezuela was about drugs, Tren de Aragua, and bricks. I'm surprised people besides me are talking about bricks. You're not the only one. There's a few people out there, but what I'm saying, did something new happen, or were you just talking about the operation? Because I've been trying to look through this stuff today. I haven't heard anything new about Venezuela. So let me know.
It should be able to check in their child there and their children into these daycares. It's literally impossible.
Did you see some of the footage released by CBS Minnesota affiliate station that showed kids entering and exiting the facility?
Yeah, the one on the ABC.
Wait, what the hell? Where's my? It's not. What the hell? I don't have the thing to. Where's my? I'm gonna jump out real quick. I don't know if it. There's no thing to have the chat there. I don't know where it went. Give me 1 second. Let me try. I think it's messed up. Hold on. Be right back. Do not leave. Okay, yeah, I don't know what happened to it. Why did they get rid of that? All right, well, I guess no more chat on the screen. I'm sure they're working on that, and they'll bring that back, but apologies, we can't bring it up. All right, diving back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that one received over $1 million. It's licensed for 40 children. CBS, I believe, they go in there the day after I post my video. Obviously, they're going to have children there when they're getting all this heat.
I take my kids here, 2 o'clock to 10. Yeah, there's a lot of kids inside.
And same thing at that daycare. Why are all the windows blacked out? This is a daycare. Why can't a lady just give me a paper to enroll a child? This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children.
Well, I guess maybe I'm just trying to think from all perspectives and help you clear up some misconceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, I figure like if you're going with a camera and like 3 or 4 dudes, some of whom were like,
Yeah, I don't know where it is. I hope they'll bring that back because I liked having the chat there. I'm looking to see if there's another place for it, but I don't see it. But I am paying attention to you guys.
larger security looking guys, some had face gaiters on. Maybe there's a fear that there's like something weird going on, or it just seems unfamiliar and they feel like they don't want to let you in.
Yeah, they might feel that fear.
Oh, there you go. I always say when people can predict the future, it's not because they have a crystal ball. It's because they are paying attention to the right things.
But if they're operating legally, why would they have anything to fear? And the neighbors around it said they have not seen a child there for 8 years. And if you go on Google Maps right now, you can actually see the images of the daycare progress over the past few years. And starting in 2021, the door is boarded up.
Well, I'm surprised that there's not, like, you would think that somewhere there would be some type of like Ring doorbell camera, traffic camera, security camera of some type that would catch, even if not the front door, you'd be able to see whether or not there are parents walking children into a building and then walking away. But
from the image from Google Maps. So I think like if you show that, it's actually pretty crazy to see. And then they moved the building and they cut open a door on the backside of the building as well, where they had a quality learning center. One man's been living there since 2017, hasn't seen a single child. And when I go and post my video on X, a lot of people were saying, well, Nick, you went during winter break. Well, actually, I went December 16th. School was still in session, so kids should still be going to daycare. The following days after the video then goes viral and gets over 100 million views, they have a person come out and he says, no, we're open. I'm the manager. I'm the son of the owners.
Shout out to Angry Ampute. Hey, welcome to the party. All right, guys. I know you're about to be mad, but I'm going to put up a poll, and I want you to think about it. This is in some ways a test, and in some ways a legitimate question. And I'll put up the, so if you're on the vertical stream and you don't like that, then you can click the pinned link and come on over to the landscape stream where there are more polls to interact with. So the question on the table, if we are looking at Tim Walz for the fraud in Minnesota, we should be looking at JD Vance too, for the fraud in Ohio. What do we think? Hey, shout out to Indie Film. Welcome to the party. How you been, brother? How you been? I haven't seen you all winter. Welcome. Very good to see you.
Person come out and he says, no, we're open. I'm the manager. I'm the son of the owners. We're open. At that same time, simultaneously, the lady who's in charge, the commissioner of children of Minnesota, says the daycare closed a week ago. Quality learning.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Welcome. Behave. So I apologize if I got a little emotional when I saw Morty stumbling a little bit last night. It seemed like he was just having an off night. So, and he gets sick in the car now. So, and I wasn't sure if those were connected. So the plan was to bring him to the vet, but I wanted to see if there was some type of like over-the-counter Dramamine type deal that I could give him before I, subjected him to a car ride without actually knowing if anything was wrong. So, like, if he was getting worse today, I definitely would have just driven him down there. But he seems to be okay for now, and so I'm in correspondence with the vet. Like, if it does get worse, then what can I do to help him with the car? But thank you so very, very much for your concerns. He is here. He's chilling. We never see him in my lap anymore, and he's doing just fine. So he did have a little bit of a stumble, but just like with his breathing, I'm just not sure if it's my own mind playing tricks or something else. And, I don't want to put him, subject him to a car ride if I don't need to. So thank you so very, very much for asking. I know all you guys very, very much care. And that means a lot. Prayers. Thank you. Warehouse said, I feel you. My dog is 14. He just starts swaying and falling when he walks. The vet said it's doggy vertigo. And so, yeah, see, like normally I'd let you jump, but now I don't trust you. I think it might be something similar to that. But again, I want to, if I can get something to make sure that his car ride is okay, then I'm much more comfortable. For now, I'm just keeping a watch on him. But thank you. Where are we? So back to the poll. If we're looking at walls for fraud, we should be looking at JD Vance too. Well, said, why not look at everyone, starting with California? I am down with that. Angry Amputee said, you don't become a multi-millionaire making $100K a year without something else going on. Bingo. Yep, we know it. Indian Asmon Gold, that's me. Welcome to the party. A shout out to Warehouse Junkie for the $2 a treat from Morty. He needs it. He loves it. Thank you. And again, we're getting down to the crumbs here. I think I'll refill next time, but if you see me giving them a bunch, that is why. Thank you so very, very much. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Shout out to Craig over on Rumble. Welcome. Let's grab one more and dive back in. Anyone else having audio problems? Everybody can hear me, right? Shout out to Morgoth's Hammer. But let me know. The Amazing Jacob said, why didn't you come back reincarnated as an Indian Jesus? What's the end game this go around? Aha! See, this is where y'all are trying to get me in trouble with the blasphemy thing. The reason my name is not blasphemy is because I am not claiming to be the Messiah. I am claiming to be an Indian guy who looks like the Messiah. So I'm not offending any Christians in that way. But welcome to the party. So Lone Wolf is saying audio is good. So Morgoth, that must be you. Figure your shit out. But welcome to the party. Let's dive right back in here. Well, yeah, that right. Shout out to Maryland.
Who's in charge, the Commissioner of Children of Minnesota, says the daycare closed a week ago.
Quality Learning Center, which Brown says permanently closed last week.
While we have questions about some of the methods that were used in the video, we do take the concerns that the video raises about fraud very seriously.
So I filmed my video. Daycare is allegedly open. Then a few days later, the lady says that the daycare was closed while that guy is outside telling people that the daycare is open.
I mean, it seems like that learning center has had a serious history of violations.
Quality Learning Center, yes.
Yeah, going back to 2020.
Yeah, it's literally not a daycare.
But how could they have violations related to childcare if there was no kids there?
Yeah, the way they're operating inside of there, they had the violations. Those people are not able, they were operating fraudulently inside that daycare.
But fraud would mean there's no kids, but the violations relate to like poor safety conditions that put the kids in danger.
And so why would they be operating, and why would Minnesota continue to be giving them millions of dollars if they're receiving all these violations?
That seems like a really valid question.
Yeah.
Why do you think Minnesota would be giving a daycare center with so many violations so much money?
Well,
the important questions. And yeah, the cash grab is exactly the point. And, someone was bringing up the notion of like, oh, well, they're so low IQ. How did they figure all this out? It's because liberal white middle-aged women are telling them exactly what to do. Shout out to Woke Before Karen. Welcome. We also got Rocky Talk, talking the woods. Call you Rocky. Welcome. Said vibe from a guy who looks like Mexican Jesus. The name is Indian. It's in the name. Welcome. TSA reported over $1 billion wasn't declared at the airport. Well, I mean, do we trust TSA? I don't know about that. Welcome, guys. Let's dive right back in.
Yeah.
Why do you think Minnesota would be giving a daycare center with so many violations so much money?
Well, that same man at Quality Learning Center who was saying that they were open after the commissioner was on a live stream saying they were closed a week ago was also partying with the mayor of Minneapolis.
Is the manager of the infamous Learning Center in Minneapolis also one of the guys that was dancing in the back of Mayor Jacob Frey's election victory video, the one that went super viral where he thanks his constituents in Somali for re-electing him last month?
So you feel like there's kind of like some nonprofit industrial complex type of deal happening?
For sure.
And the agenda is just for people to leech off the government and get free stuff?
81% of the Somalian population type.
Welcome again. Really quick, guys, since those of you who are a little bit more regulars, as the chat gets a little bit more populated, I'm not going to be able to stop the show and shout everybody out, but I love you all. Welcome to the party.
And the agenda is just for people to leech off the government and get free stuff?
81% of the Somalian population inside Minnesota is living off welfare. And 89% of the fraud being committed inside Minnesota is by the Somalian population.
So what do you think the solution to something like that is?
Go freeze the funding.
Deport. No, unfortunately, a lot of these are American citizens.
Each business can then prove if they are legit, and if they can't, cut.
But there has to be a process where if you're like traitorous to the country, then we can get you out of here. There has to be some process like that, right?
Something like that is.
Go freeze the funding. Each business can then prove if they are legit, and if they can't, cut the funding. And so far, no business has sent any information to the HHS showing that they're legit as of today. They've had 3 days to do it. They haven't been able to prove it. They haven't even tried to make the effort to show that they're a legit business.
First it was closed, then it was open, and now we've confirmed it's closed again. That's all after the owners recently rejected allegations of stealing taxpayer money.
Do you trust America and the government specifically to handle our taxpayer funds correctly and properly if they...
Clearly not. Clearly not. Very obviously, they are not doing a good job. And speak of the devil, or speak of the God, welcome, Maryland. Cut all funding, indeed. Migration isn't a crime, but crossing an illegal border is.
Have access to more of them?
No, I don't think any of us should. I mean, just last year alone, over $120 billion were misplaced.
So you have a general distrust in the government?
No, I don't have a distrust necessarily in the government, but do I think we should trust the government 100%? No. It's kind of like having faith. Like, do you want to have faith in that God's real? Yes. When we die, will we for certain know exactly where we're going? You kind of walk with faith in a way where you hope that the people that you elect are going to work for your best interest. Do you know for certainty that the best thing is happening inside the country? Every single time you pay taxes, it's going to go to the place that needs it? No.
And if you're not a religious person like myself, then that doesn't necessarily negate the notion of having faith in things in general. That you can say, okay, well, I don't have faith in that, but there is still aspects of life where faith is important.
In that case, do I feel certain that I know where I'm going to go when I die because of my faith? Yes. But does that mean that it's going to actually happen? Who knows until we pass the other side. So, and then another thing is, we as Americans, how should we feel comfortable knowing that there are daycares receiving millions of dollars while some families are paying upwards of $70,000 a year for their children to be going to daycare?
Did you ever hear about the Amy Bach case?
No, I mean, to type on that, like, yeah, they're not only are people, Americans, struggling to pay for a daycare, but they also have to work jobs, like real jobs, which is why they need the daycare. And these Somalis are not only not having to pay for the daycare, but they are getting paid to not go to daycare or do anything. Like, how did this go for so long? For so long. And good job, guys. You guys came through. If we were looking at walls for fraud, we should be looking at JD Vance too, because of Ohio. 83% of you said yes. Look at them all. Stop playing teams. Did you guys see the clip of Dan Bongino? What team are you on? Not yours, bro. Not yours. Nate said, being atheist, I understand not everyone can have morals and values without a strong belief system. I would say nobody can. I just don't think that, a strong belief system means specifically Christianity, but completely agree. So we'll go Samaga Utopia. Hell, everyone. So good. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever.
Right, lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy Bach acknowledged the government has proven fraud among meal sites and vendors that she sponsored under Feeding Our Future, but that it was others, not her.
If you look at the probe that began in 2023, as far as like COVID era, scamming and different types of fraud, there's been over like 60 convictions and millions seized from the fraudsters who took the money away.
Yeah.
But you feel like the state hasn't done enough.
Well, Tim Walz has said they've been stopping to fight fraud since 2019. 26, and they're still having millions of dollars being stolen, billions of dollars.
Breaking political news out of Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz, who of course was the Democratic nominee for vice president in 2024, has ended his re-election bid for governor. This comes as pressure has been growing around this widening welfare fraud scandal.
We've got conspiracy theorist right-wing YouTubers breaking into our daycares.
Who broke in where? Who is he talking about?
Demanding access to our children. So I decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year.
I have quite literally saved America millions of dollars.
Okay. All right. I was like, all right, bro. All right. I quite literally saved America. It's a little bit of a strong statement, but saved America millions of dollars. Fair enough.
In front of me for the next year.
I have quite literally saved America millions of dollars. That's why you saw the mainstream media attack me instantaneously after I exposed $100 million in fraud. Why would they not go investigate the fraud? Why would they investigate the person who investigated the fraud?
Where does that $100 million figure come from?
Yeah, right. And then what did we find out? That the breaking in was from the inside. So they broke into their own shit. Tampon G is a complete hack. Indeed. Welcome.
Yeah, so you had all the daycares. With the daycares alone, you had millions of dollars in fraud. And then inside of the home healthcare businesses, they were warehouse-style industrialized buildings where you had 14 of the same healthcare companies all working within the building, and they could not even give you a rate. We know how expensive healthcare is, and they're giving these companies millions of dollars. And the man...
Well, but wait. Because I thought he's saying I quite literally saved America. And that would be egotistical. But how is it not the case that he saved Americans millions of dollars by exposing these, and millions of dollars are no longer going to them? What you talk about, Willis?
David, who's in my video, he's the one who has the statistics and has the numbers on how much these businesses were operating.
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it.
Yeah, right. A caller saying Dan Blockhead Bongino is a disappointment. And I forget who was it? I forget exactly who I was talking about when they were covering. He did some podcast. I was going to cover it, but it's just so boring and gay that I just didn't do it. But we can take a side quest. Have you guys seen some of the clips? There's really only 2 or 3 parts of the podcast that you did that are relevant, but let me know if you guys have seen it.
Operating.
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion.
How did you come into contact with David?
He just messaged me on Instagram, and he said, Nick, I have the information about the fraud taking place here inside Minnesota. I've been looking into it for years. I have somebody from inside the Capitol who's given me the numbers of CCAP funding. I've been trying for years to expose this fraud. Nobody will listen to me. Please give me a call.
Any of them said when they start looking into the Walz and other politicians' campaign funds, this shit will hit the fan. I sure hope so. All right, we've got a request for the side quest of Dan Bongino. All right, so let's see. I had it somewhere. What was I watching? Maybe it might have even been. Oh, did I fuck? All right, we got to go to history. It might have been Moist Critical. My lookalike. Where are we? Where are we? We could definitely look at the clip from. All right, so we'll just do this. Boom, 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 boom. A couple of the clip. All right, here we go.
Okay, so here let's to give him a shot here. Let's play the clip. The Breaking Dan Bongino just went nuclear on the anti-MAGA complainers and black pillars. Let's play that clip, and we'll see what does Dan Bongino have to say on this stream that he was bragging about doing numbers in.
Endless complaining. Then just don't watch the shows. It's okay. Like, this is a constitutional.
Yeah, wasn't planning on it.
Obligated to listen to my show. Justin, what was the line on the air with Jim? It's not a freaking airport, man. You don't have to announce your departure. Like, you get these black pillars. The thing about black pillars, where everything sucks all the time, is Like, well, we're demanding accountability, but you're not great. So am I. That's how you're endlessly complaining about things you don't know anything about.
We are bringing it back. It's fake and gay. It's gay and retarded. We are bringing it back. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Great. So am I. That's how you're endlessly complaining about things you don't know anything about. Like, that's all you do. Like, he'll shut down the border, 10 people across the month. Why wasn't it 0? Okay. Well, can you just
pause it? Pause it already right there.
I know, but I watched it today. That's what's weird. Unless I watched it last night, I watched it today, and it would have been like near the end. I don't know, but these are the points. If you have that link though, I do like what Moist Critical did have to say because I'm just showing the clips here. But if you want to do that, we can do that. Shout out to Liberty Plus TV. Welcome to the party. Very good to see ya. The cult of Christ, he says to the atheist.
Wasn't it 0?
Binary thinking.
Well,
pause it. Pause it already right there.
Actually, all right, I want to hear it.
Okay, but you're not great. So am I. That's how you're endlessly complaining about things you don't know anything about. Like, that's all you do. Like, he'll shut down the border, 10 people across the month. Why wasn't it 0? Okay. Well, can you just
pause it? Pause it already right there.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever once made that complaint? Show me one example of anyone. What a bullshit fucking straw man. Has anyone once ever said that? We all acknowledge that they did a good job with the border. Hey, by the way, Dan Bongino, you're not Tom Holman, are you? You were at the FBI. What the fuck are we talking about? They're demanding accountability. Good. I'm demanding accountability too. But you don't even know what you're talking about. Dan, then by admission, you didn't know what you were talking about when you were saying the same thing before you went in. I'm just saying the same thing you were saying. No.
So a strong point there. The fact that it's very frustrating that I'm not very familiar with who Bongino was before he went into the FBI, because I would love to be able to have a comparison. I've looked for different compilations of just like who was he and all that stuff, and there's not a lot out there. All right, shout out to King Nirvana. You do know you can put links in
Taylor's log
in the chat here now, but thank you. All right, so I'm gonna speed her up a little bit. I think he's gonna go for the same clip.
January 11th, 2026. Epstein files still not released, and still complete radio silence on the non-compliance exhibited from the administration with what they have released. There is irrefutable evidence that they redacted, covered up names of people that weren't victims. They covered up names of potential perpetrators and people of interest, which they were not allowed to do. They have still not fully released the Epstein files. They are still kicking that can down the road. They have still not complied with the law that they were supposed to follow with all of this, and yet nothing is happening. They are not being like punished for it or anything. They just get to do whatever they want, or get to not do whatever they don't want to do. It's complete lunacy. And the Epstein name is conveniently starting to fall out of people's lips, and it seems like the people in power are just conveniently forgetting who that is. It's like the Duffer Brothers with the Demogorgon. Who's that? What is that? Who? Epstein? What incarnation is that, mumbo jumbo? Some kind of Frankenstein promises one of his big things that he was going to fight for the people, for the American public, being the patriot that he is. He was going to go in there, he was going to get the Epstein files out, and he was going to get people held accountable. And guess what happened when Dan Bongino finally made it in there? Nothing. Less than nothing, really. Calling what he did nothing is a generosity that he doesn't deserve to be afforded. If you went into your bathroom right now and squeezed your empty tube of toothpaste, the fucking air that pops out of it would have more value than Dan Bongo's going into the FBI. It's so fucking pathetic.
Cool.
At least he has a really cool legacy he left behind with his time in the FBI with this iconic clip.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it. Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
Holy shit. Dan Bongwater here dropping the...
And so in the Dave Smith clip, he's like, what do you mean you saw the file? There was like 1 million pages and they had another. So you're saying you had all of that and just, cutting them down. I think both of these things are true. The Epstein files are being used as a false flag to distract the masses, but they are also very important. I think both of those things are true. I think it is clear that they're using this to spin whatever story they want, but that doesn't mean that the truth of what happened on the island isn't important. We already know, right? We already know, but the files would be nice. Almost said, I bet shadowy figures in the DOJ are silently sabotaging the files. I don't think Trump is going through page by page and saying redact this and redact that. Definitely. Benjamin said, it would be great if the Biden administration actually released those files. Yep. Anybody would have done it. I would have been happy. Quality said, another great example of libertarians being right. We get all the guys to on the Republican side in power. What do they do? The same goddamn secretive nonsense. This is, I just tweeted about this. And let me pull up exactly what I said, because I've had a little bit of, I don't know, a red, I don't know if you want to call it a red pilling or an awakening or whatever, but I said, fuck, I'm realizing my adherence to the libertarian style principles on the world stage is just a shortcut to not have to learn what the fuck is going on and just always be right by shifting the goalpost to domestic issues. But what about jobs? But what about Epstein? Is not valid foreign policy. I obviously am still America first, but that doesn't mean you can be America only, because that in and of itself is not America first. And so, I in general, I very much have a libertarian mindset, but there's a limit to that. And it's like, see, we were right. The government's bad. It's like, nobody is saying that the government's not bad. We're going from the starting point. The government is bad. What's the least bad that we can do? So, that's my little rant on being maybe less libertarian when it comes to the world stage. I think. They drank the Kool-Aid. Yep. Exactly. We got HR Death Poet. Welcome to the party. I think he's alive. We got Boggs. Welcome. Said early Sunday morning, 1/11/26. My cat, my best friend, already passed away peacefully in her sleep next to me after a short battle with cancer. 18 years was a good run. Sleep sweet, baby girl. Dilly to you, brother. Can't imagine, but unfortunately, I will be joining the club shortly. I don't have anything else to say, but stay strong, brother. Stay strong. Yeah, exactly. I'm not on, when Dan's like, what team are you on? I'm on the team of anti-PDFs. That's about it. All right, let's finish Moist Critical here, and we'll dive back in.
He killed himself.
Holy shit. Dan Bongwater here dropping the bombshell. Wow. A very different tune than what Dan was saying before getting into this position, but the things he must have seen with those eyes, the truth that he must have seen.
Perfect opportunity to slip in a clip of him saying anything about the files.
It really started to break him, and now he's finally getting that truth out there to all of us. Turns out it was a suicide, and there are no other people to be held accountable. Really a profound, eye-opening interview here from Dumb and Dumber. The doofus duo here really put on quite the clown show. Kash Patel, by the way, I love to mention this, has provably gone under oath and lied about Epstein, where he said that there's no credible evidence that Epstein trafficked minors to anybody. And now, even with their complete sham of Epstein files they released that were just basically hundreds of pages of blacked out information, even with that, you can still see that what Kash Patel said under oath is a lie. That is textbook perjury, and he is not being arrested for it or anything like that, because the laws just don't apply when you reach a certain level of power, it seems. Anyway, I've already talked about that quite a bit. I want to focus on Dan, because he's now going back to podcasting. It seems like he's going to make his triumphant return to podcasting after...
Triumphant return? I don't think so. Lone said the left used to hate the Fed until Powell was getting investigated. Now they defend the Fed. No principles, just positions.
He's now going back to podcasting. It seems like he's going to make his triumphant return to podcasting after his unsuccessful stint as the deputy director of the FBI. He just made an appearance on a podcast, and while a lot of people were rightfully ripping into him, it seemed like there was a large portion of his fan base that was more than willing to welcome him back with open arms. And
I don't know, Box. I shouldn't go down this road. I don't think this is politics specifically. I think this is much more culture in general. I think this is, and he has been very big on the Epstein file thing. So I think that it's fair that even if you're not a political commentator, that especially at his size, that if he has something to say, then he's going to say it. I think that is, I think that's what it is. I don't think he's moving in that direction, but he has been on top of calling out the Epstein files and all that shit for a while.
Portion of his fan base that was more than willing to welcome him back with open arms and open legs so that he can continue to butt fuck them with this fake bravado he puts on for truth seeking, when it is clear, when given that position of power where he could actually find the truth and do some good to like follow through on his promises of releasing these Epstein files and getting this information out to the public, he folded and was more than willing to just bite that nipple and suckle because the government asked him to. When actually given a position of power, he was more than willing to just roll over belly up and just be a good little doggy for them. And now he's coming back and pretending like he did anything worthwhile, and people are still willing to just forget the entire year he spent as deputy director and did nothing about what he said he was going to do. Again, still no arrests from everything in regards to the Epstein clients.
Why would him? So this is exactly what Box was just saying, that I hope it's just a thing and he moves on. Why does he have to comment on everything in order for him to have commentary on a thing? That doesn't really make sense. Why don't we just take the words that he's saying and see if it makes sense or not? Crazy thought, I know.
Still no arrests from everything in regards to the Epstein clients. Still nothing. Dan accomplished nothing. Literally nothing, and even worked actively to continue to cover up this information with the people.
Well, again, we're not coming to him for research. We're coming to him because he's cooking the shit out of Dan Bongino.
Very people he was criticizing for keeping things under wraps, and yet he's still going to come back to podcasting like he's a big shot and did such tremendous work there. It's so crazy to me. He then has the gall to say, like, anyone still complaining about this kind of stuff is just black-pilled and it's so annoying, this and that. Really, it feels like a big betrayal of the people that were, like, propping him up, hyping him up, glazing him, excited that he was now in this position to start doing the things he was claiming he would do in that position, which, again, was lobbying behind Dan because he was the one talking about how important this is to him and how he's going to fight tooth and nail to finally get the Epstein client list out there and get people, fucking thrown in the slammer, start having deep space... Well, maybe deep space, but deep state agents arrested as well, and fucking deep space agents too. Just start fucking arresting cosmic entities out there. I don't know. He was talking about all these things about how he's gonna, get all of these horrible people out of there, and it all starts with the Epstein file cover up being blown wide open. Then when he
put a one in the chat, if you would hit.
Finally gets there, he doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of that, and just goes with the flow. He doesn't rock the boat. He just becomes a good little puppet for them. And now he's back to podcasting.
But the black pill, complaining and whining all the time about the administration, it's just like...
Meaning Dave Smith.
Man, what team are you on? Holy Moses, man. So you don't have to watch. It's okay. There's a door. Go find the freaking exits. Because I don't.
That's a great idea. Guys, we should try to get Dan Bongino in the FBI so he can actually go. Oh, wait. Welcome to the party.
Watch. It's okay. There's a door. Go find the freaking exits. Because I don't really give a shit. I'm not here for anybody's money or anything like that. I'm too old for that shit.
Well, we're all very excited to have you back.
If you're excited to have him back, you need to hit yourself in the head with a hammer ASAP. Try and reset your neurons. This is a guy who has now proved to you that he is all lip service and will not actually fight for the truth or fight for you.
That was the only clip. I thought that we had more to that. All right, give me. Let's see. I want a little bit of the.
It's a disaster. Yeah, let's keep playing.
Said that 1,000 times. Debating policies are fine. I think a lot of the so-called damage from the test was dramatically over-exaggerated. Even people who don't like them having to acknowledge that now. The economy's motoring, 4% growth. But the black pill, complaining and whining all the time about the administration, it's just like, man, what team are you on? Holy Moses, man. So
pause it. I can answer that. Dan Bongino. I'm on the team that doesn't protect pedophiles. Not your team.
There you go.
Not your team.
There you go.
Honestly, what type of fucking retarded argument is this? What team are you on? What? So that's it? This is sports now? This is just...
Just to poison the well.
Right. What cause is dear to your heart?
What cause is dear to your heart?
Cause is dear to my Israel. Defense of Israel.
What is number one? Right. What cause is dear to your heart?
This is just like a one-off thing where he's on a podcast and he's getting asked questions. But is it not? It's isn't this all they're all
weird?
It's like
weird.
George Carlin, it's a big club and you ain't in it. Like, what weird world? What cause is dear to your heart? Imagine, and the first thing you say is the defense of a foreign country. Like, nothing about your own country came to mind. Just like a cause that's dear to your heart. Like, just think about how many you would rattle off that would all be related to the United States of America.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's that's the entirety of anything interesting that came from that podcast. So, triumphant return. I don't know about that. So Morgoth's hammer got all that figured out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Said, liked, and shared again. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much. Again, guys, it is absolutely free to double tap the screen and share that video wherever you can. It doesn't even matter if you think anybody's going to click on it. Where are we? So I was saying, that, I'm not so much libertarian minded on the world stage here anymore. Or at least I need to rethink where I am with that. So Morgoth's hammer said there's nothing contradictory. I didn't say contradictory, but let's see. There's nothing contradictory about being a full-blooded libertarian and fully embracing friendly trade with all nations. Is the bombing, sanctioning, and coercion? It's the bombing, sanctioning, and coercion that breaks the NAP. Okay, yeah, and so yeah, I don't disagree with you, but the notion of being able to not violate the NAP when everybody else is very, very willing to, we will lose. And so that's what I mean when when I woke up to see that Venezuela was done, at least for now. If something else happens, my opinion will change to reflect what's going on. But I woke up, Venezuela was done, and I wouldn't have voted for that, but doesn't seem like it's the worst thing in the world. So if we, end up sending troops and this and that and that and that, well, okay, we'll deal with that when we get there. But that didn't happen. Goofy Gobbler said if Charlie was on the team that doesn't protect PDFs, he would have called out Mr. Beast too, instead of avoiding the situation because it involved his friend. I disagree. I just think that he is not a politician. And so it didn't raise to the level of something that he is going to specifically dig into. I think that's totally fair. And if you don't like him because of that, that's your opinion. But it's weird to expect that somebody has an opinion, and that opinion only matters if they have other opinions that you agree with. All right, diving back in here.
Funding. I've been trying for years to expose this fraud. Nobody will listen to me. Please give me a call.
Has he shown you that data?
Yeah, that's what's inside the video. When you see the video and the screenshots of the CCAP funding, that's all straight from the capital of Minnesota.
So who is David's source?
David's source, yes, somebody inside the capital.
And do you know
and
who
that's public information as well.
Who is it?
Who is the person's name?
Yeah.
The lady's name, I did not work with her. However, the information that was provided, I can't tell you her name right now, but I could find it on X but she's also inside the government there inside Minnesota.
But you like fact checked all that and you looked it all up.
Yeah, David, all those numbers are straight from the Capitol.
So a couple days ago, Minnesota State Representative Lisa DeMuth said that her Republican caucus had been, quote, working with you ahead of your coverage. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I had no idea who she was.
Our caucus has been working to expose fraud for years.
And again, that's a totally fair position to have, but I'm just warning you, you will forever be disappointed in the people that you look up to, because nobody can be on top of everything. So it's totally fair to have his opinion, but, just saying. And so their funding comes from stolen tax dollars. Yep.
I had no idea who she was.
Our caucus has been working to expose fraud for years, including working with Nick Shirley.
Minnesota House GOP leaders say they provided the YouTuber with information in the now viral video.
So you feel like she's just clout chasing?
Yeah, that's what I literally put in the reply in the tweet. Her campaign freaked out when I tweeted that. That's the lady who I was referring to earlier in this interview. So her staff was the people that David had received the information from, because David reached out, and she works inside the government. So she did actually a good job by doing what she's supposed to do, by serving the people and giving that information.
Yeah, it says that Harry Niska, a Republican representative who's a staffer for her.
Harry, what?
Giving that information.
Yeah, it says that Harry Niska, a Republican representative who's a staffer for her, was the one who gave the intel to David.
Yeah, that probably sounds about right. But good on her for actually caring about fraud. Fraud's been taking place for years.
And it's really affected the city on that big of a level to the point where people like David are feeling it.
Yeah, because what they knew is Minnesota is not Minnesota anymore.
There's another one, guys. Again, if you, for whatever reason, if you type "said hi" in the chat, it will not come up on StreamYard. So shout out to Midtown Carpenter, but letting you guys know they are blocking that phrase, and I do not know why.
Big of a level to the point where people like David are feeling it.
Yeah, because what they knew is Minnesota is not Minnesota anymore.
As far as immigration goes,
fraud. They just released a new thing where they're giving people 20-week leaves for work leaves, and they've
20 weeks
also raised property taxes. Meanwhile, you have billions of dollars, quite frankly, literally billions of dollars over the past few years going to fraud. It's not a hyperbole, it's fact. Government has shown that upwards of $9 billion has gone to fraud. I would vote for anybody but Tim Walz inside that state of Minnesota.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you cleared that up because, it's like the same reason that people lost trust in traditional media is because they felt like there was no barrier between the establishment and, corporate news pundits. And they felt like CNN was an arm of the Democratic Party and then Fox was an arm of the conservative wing. So the fear now that I've thought about before, and I'm not saying this is happening, it will probably take like 5 to 10 years, is that somehow the political powers that be figure out how to use the independent creator economy like on a sleeper cell level to do their bidding for them.
Yeah.
While we're here, landscapers, I just put up a poll for you, and if it's if it's not something you guys like, then I don't need to get it sorted out. But if you do, then I will. And said, and that fraud is paying for those protests. Bingo. Round and round and round it goes. Never to be seen by Americans again.
Yeah, that could happen.
Like with influencer contracts and stuff like that.
Yeah, you saw the DNC do that. All the people that are out talking against me, a lot of them have cut checks from the DNC.
I could definitely agree with you there. I think the his age, and perhaps influence from the Mormon Church. I'm throwing that out there, but I don't know. Yeah, he's definitely not comfortable. Say with your chest. But hopefully we can. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, well, hopefully he will grow up a little bit and get that confidence, and then he'll be unstoppable.
All the people that are out talking against me, a lot of them have cut checks from the DNC
through like a paid influencer program.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So real quick, I don't know what happened there. There's just like usually a slider to say put the chat on the screen, and it's just not there. So I'm going to figure that out since you guys like it. Lombo said that fraud goes to Democrats' campaigns contributions to keep them looking the other way because Minnesota votes blue no matter who. Yep. Fair. And there we go. You just missed him. He was here. Welcome to the party.
Against me, a lot of them have cut checks from the DNC
through like a paid influencer program.
Yeah, and it's public.
Would you ever agree to something like that?
No, never.
Hell yeah.
Like, why? I don't need it. I make enough money doing my videos off YouTube, and the people that support me, like, why would I ever turn against their best interest?
And you mentioned that the mainstream media has kind of been attacking you since this video did its rounds. What are some of the things they've said? Like, what's their main point of attack?
Yeah, if you listen every single time they bring up Nick Shirley on these news sites or the internet or on their TV, they'll say right-wing YouTuber, MAGA YouTuber, conservative. It's never journalist Nick Shirley. It's right-wing journalist Nick Shirley.
Yeah.
MAGA influencer Nick Shirley.
Talk about muddying the waters. Yeah, this just came out today.
Yeah, when I interviewed Hunter Biden, they did a RV YouTuber was the one they would use for all like which actually sounds pretty cool. Like I'd want to be that, but I'm not that. And then like a liberal podcaster.
Oh, you mean so he is doing a part 2 to the actual thing? Word up. Yeah, right. He's a right on. Shout out to Sense of Tech. Welcome.
Cool, like I'd want to be that, but I'm not that. And then like a liberal podcaster, and that in the Atlantic said Gen Z influencer. So
yeah, it's just like they're so mad that we have the opportunity, people like me and you, to upload a video and to get more views than them. Essentially, we're a threat to their entire industry. That's why they hate us. That's why they will never give us credit.
Yep.
And so when they see me doing what I'm doing, when they see me get more views than they will get onto their website for the whole entire year on one single video, yeah, it's going to make a lot of people mad.
So-called evidence comes from a man who has posted anti-Muslim and
what do you mean so-called evidence?
Anti-immigrant content in the past. CNN's Whitney Wild speaks to the man behind that video and takes a look at his claims.
Hey, shout out to Box, a member for over a year. So I like the Minnesota voting map. The I linked the Minnesota voting map. Where? What are we talking about? The other night's all red. What? I don't know what you're saying. What do you mean? What? You linked? What are you talking about? Give it another shot. But thank you so very, very much. 13 months. Look at that. Thank you, sir. Very much appreciated.
Wild speaks to the man behind that video and takes a look at his claims.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you? This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley.
Yeah, so going back to the first time we met, so what do you remember about that first interaction?
I had just started making YouTube videos again, and I was all by myself. You were going to AmFest, so was I. I was going to interview people about what's happening here inside the country, and I thought I had no idea exactly what I was walking into. I just knew there was going to be a lot of people to interview about what was happening inside the country. I thought it was called America Fest, so I had no idea what Turning Point was. I had no idea who Charlie Kirk was at that time. It was funny because I'd watched you before on All Gas No Breaks, and you're always in that beige suit, just moving around and doing your videos, and so I was stoked to see you.
That's 3, and we haven't even hit the hour. And that's 3 different people comparing me to either Asmongold, Moist Critical, or what's the other one? Jared Leto. I don't know. Shout out to Equality and Deference because vagina over on Rumble with a $2 Rumble rant. Thank you so very, very much. Of course, a treat for Morty. Said, anyone else notice gold and silver hitting new record highs? Gold broke $46K and silver broke $86. Well, there you go. That is what you invest in. This is not financial advice.
It was great meeting you.
Yeah. I remember I first saw you and you were setting up a tripod and I was like, yo, what should I do? And you told me, you were like, you should go cover the border. And I told you, I was like, I want to go to Nogales to cover it. And you were like, no, you should go to Lukeville.
Yeah.
So you were the one who actually sent me in the right direction to do
Yeah,
these
you
interviews.
actually said, hey, can I get that information? I'd love to do something with you. I sent you the information and then ghosted me right after.
Well, now the whole world's going to know that there wouldn't have been a border video without my guy Nick right here.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
And I think going back to the point that he doesn't speak confidently, I think that is a negative thing for him that he does need to work on. And not throwing shade, but just saying look at what he's doing now. If he can actually get to the next level, then it'll be amazing.
So you said you had just started making videos in 2023. But had you done interviews before that?
Yeah, so I had actually I've been doing YouTube since 2017 when I was a sophomore in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I started just wanting to have fun with my friends, and I started watching YouTubers, and I saw kind of the lifestyle they lived, and I was like, oh, I'm fun. I like to have fun. I'm creative. I can be entertaining. I could do YouTube. A lot of us think when we're in high school, how many discussions have you had with your friends where you're just like, bro, that could be us.
And then you start and you're like, oh, I thought it was just talking. It ain't.
Most YouTubers wouldn't come in here and capture this because of political stuff. You know what? I don't care. We're out here, baby. Like and subscribe.
Let's go back to the young Nick Shirley. Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, so I was born here in Utah, spending a lot of time with my family, friends, playing football, basketball, soccer, track, you name it. Sports was my entire life when I was younger.
True American life.
Yeah, true American life, going to church, getting decent grades, having fun, hanging out with friends, riding your bike around.
And you said the church. What kind of church?
Yeah, so member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Is that the same thing as Mormons?
Yeah, but we don't call ourselves Mormons now.
Because of South Park?
No, it's just we're not Mormon. We don't follow Mormon. We follow Jesus.
What are you doing here then? Because we don't ever stop having fun.
Right. So we actually want people to refer to us and know us as members of the Church of Jesus Christ.
So Joseph Smith is not a prophet?
No, he's a prophet.
In addition to Jesus?
Jesus is a savior.
Oh, okay.
He's also a prophet, but he's also our savior. He's your savior. He's my savior. He's everyone's savior.
Thank you. So what do you think? Think's the main thing people get wrong about LDS?
We're Christians. We're just people who love God and love Jesus. And yeah, we do follow higher standards. No,
Agree or disagree? Mormons are Christians.
no drinking, no smoking, no sex before marriage. Go to church on Sunday, follow the 10 Commandments. Follow the Bible. We follow the Bible.
One of your earliest videos that you now deleted was about some of those loopholes.
Oh, yes, about soaking.
Have you ever thought about soaking here at BYU? No.
'Cause there's a lot of misconceptions on that, and that's not right. Soaking's not
Put one in the chat if you do not know what soaking means.
right.
Is it real though?
I interviewed people at BYU, and they might have said it was.
So you think it counts?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Wow, the rumors are true. Kids here at BYU actually do soak.
They soak and they hump.
Definitely.
I think that's like my biggest advantage, that I don't really have many vices, whether it be pornography, whether it be alcohol, whether it be cigarettes, whether it be vapes, whether it be nicotine. That stuff doesn't tempt me.
And you feel like living.
So in the Mormon church, you're not allowed, all those things, coffee, any of those things, you're not allowed to do. And obviously premarital sex is, a way to send yourself to hell or whatever the fuck they believe. So soaking is when you just slide it in and you leave it. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a version where you have friends there. So you put it in, and then your friends will shake the bed. And that, according to some Mormons, is not sex. Pretty gay. Almost, yeah. So now you do, and there you go. Mark said he could use some coaching, but keep in mind he's in his early 20s and has done more than anyone in this comment section help the country. 10 steps above us all. He's young. Give it time. Dilly dilly. Hell yeah. Yep, marinate. Just let it marinate. Just the tip, right? Just the tip. All right, let's dive back in.
Whether it be alcohol, whether it be cigarettes, whether it be vapes, whether it be nicotine, that stuff doesn't tempt me.
And you feel like living a clean life that way gives you like a journalistic superpower that allows laser focus so you can just become a content machine?
No.
It's kind of what you're doing.
Well, that's just who I am.
But I mean, I feel like if you drank and partied and stuff, you might not be able to make as many videos.
Well, if I drank and partied, I wouldn't be able to show up to my job at McDonald's.
You'd probably be able.
I mean, you'd be hungover, but trust me, you would.
Able to hold down a McDonald's job if you had.
Would I be able? But if you're referring to being on time and all that stuff, and
I'm talking about the sheer volume of content you've been able to produce over the past year.
I'm a highly functioning person.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Aside from the recent stuff, what pieces have you been most proud of since I last saw you at Turning Point USA?
I'd say my Brazil videos, those were very awesome. Going to the favelas, that was an experience that I can't even believe favelas are real after going there. Because I came this close to dying in the bottom of a destroyed house on the top of Rio's biggest favela.
When you say close.
The funny part to me is how anyone actually heard the idea and went, yeah, that checks out. We're talking about soaking. I mean, kids are going to find a way to get off. Kids are going to find a way to get off.
To dying, like there was a gun in your face?
Yes. And if I didn't pay the man, I would have died.
You think so?
100%.
Você dá-lhe uma olhada que você vai ver que aqui não tem trégua.
Oh, wow, this is heavy.
Aqui, entendeu? Não há paz. Paz para a polícia, fogo.
That guy, after I interviewed him, he got beat up by the gang leader and kicked out of the favela for letting me interview him.
Yeah, why are you talking to white Americans, bro?
Some other unknown, or perhaps known by some, Nick Shirley lores that you've met, deceased rapper YBC Duel.
Yes, I did meet him. It was Brandon Buckingham.
Yeah.
I had no idea who he was.
A special guest right here.
Oh, we got special guests. No, talk to us.
This is Nick Shirley from Salt Lake City, Utah. The Latter-day Saints, the Mormons. You ever heard of the Mormons? This is the first Mormon, the first Church of Latter-day Saint member ever to be out here in Philly like this.
Just like that. Just like that.
No
feet on land. Look at this
doing the damn thing.
So that was an equally, I would say, or similarly dangerous.
Yeah, no, I'd say the America hoods are about just as dangerous as the favelas. For instance, Chicago, you have armed militias walking around Chicago as well. Same within Philly. Think about how many young people are dying because of gang violence. Like, I love your video you did in Baltimore about them kind of combating that and showing that like community really can make a difference and people really need to be looking out for one another because it's not.
Yeah, we don't ever talk about gun violence unless it's a school shooting.
Worth dying for.
So going back to high school, right? So you said that after high school you went on a mission trip, right?
Yeah.
Where to?
Chile, Santiago.
Is that where you developed fluent Spanish?
Yeah, I actually was fluent in Spanish when I was younger. When I was here in Utah, when I was growing up, I was in a Spanish immersion program from kindergarten to 4th grade. Spoke Spanish fluently, moved to Washington. Similar to you, moved up to Seattle area. I didn't practice my Spanish anymore. I lost it. Decided to go on this mission thing for our church.
Yeah, how dare someone show that people are stealing money? He better watch his back. You are the worst part of America.
And they sent me to Chile, Santiago, and I learned Spanish again.
What's the purpose of a mission trip?
Yeah, you're there to go share the gospel, the restored gospel of Jesus Christ, and to teach people about Jesus and give them the opportunity to come into Christ and if they want to follow, or if you just want to teach them about Jesus. That's all you're supposed to do.
At what point did you start to really?
What do you guys feel? I say somebody's saying that Mormons aren't Christians because they have their own Bible. What do you guys think about these Mormon missions? We know that evangelicals have similar types of things, but I don't hear that as much in other sects. What do you think?
Take political interviewing seriously, and why did you dive into that realm?
Well, I think when I started seeing people get trafficked into the United States from the border and started seeing mass corruption with inside the government, I just couldn't believe that. I met somebody at the border. She gives me her WhatsApp, and the next day she texts me and she's in New York City. I was like, how is this happening? How are people just being trafficked around the country? How are little kids just coming over here? How's there a 15-year-old girl, or I think she was 17-year-old girl from Dominican Republic?
Do these people really think this? Or are they just trying to be like, oh no, he's right, and that's bad for my political messaging, so we've got to smear him? Who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? My parents are immigrants. How would I ever make that make sense? Make that make sense. And Warehouse is spot on. People hating on Nick are just exposing themselves. Bingo. Most racists learn foreign languages to show appreciation, right? Yeah. Hey, rocks indeed. Mormons are cultists. Yeah, all of it's just made up. It's just made up, all right? That's why Tim Walz dropped out and likely will resign, right? Stupid. Evangelicals and Mormons are in a cult. I mean, hey, I'm all right. I'm not gonna touch it. I'll just agree with you guys. Ain't nobody asking blacks for advice on shit. Your culture's toxic as fuck. True. Doesn't mean black people in general. It means the culture. Hard to disagree. Sense Park Tech said, I consider them a derivative of the same core ideology. I know some take great pride in tracing their origins and consistency as far back as possible, but meh. Yep. Agreed. All right, let's dive back and yeah.
Over here, how's there a 15-year-old girl, or I think she was 17-year-old girl from Dominican Republic, all by herself? How are people doing this, and how's the government enabling this to happen? I remember going to the border for the first time, and I saw migrants coming over the border. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Like, shouldn't they be running away?
Wasn't Governor Abbott the one transporting people from the Texas border to New York City?
Yes.
So you feel like there was mismanagement of the border on an executive Biden level and a state level?
All right, my apologies. Yes, religion is absolutely made up. My apologies.
Yeah. And I think Governor Abbott, that was his way of saying F you to
I don't know about that. That would probably be the worst thing for him. Just a little reminder, because by the time the elections come around, then a lot more stuff will happen. If he pops back in, we'll be like, oh yeah, remember all that Somali fraud? So he might, but I hope for his sake that he doesn't. Almost said these people have no clue there's a difference between legal and illegal immigration. Democrats don't understand. Yep. Everything's a psyop. I don't know. Why is my voice so high? Yeah, Tim's done.
And a state level.
Yeah. And I think Governor Abbott, that was his way of saying F you to the sanctuary cities, and for the Democrats for just accepting and letting this happen, saying, okay, well, we're not going to deal with it. You guys go ahead and deal with it. And we'll give them bus ticket to get out of our state or city.
So you feel like migrants kind of became political pawns for the two parties in America?
Yeah, well, we all know, obviously it was because they wanted to vote. Fill the swing states, fill the big cities. We would have seen what was going to happen, but thankfully Trump won.
How do you think Trump's doing so far this term?
I think Trump's delivering, especially on crises like the border. I think that's been the major win of this election. Right now, you're not seeing illegal migrants come into the country. Me and you both did videos at the Loop Field border. We spoke with migrants. That was the most inhumane thing that I think America's seen in years, as far as letting people be trafficked into the United States and then bringing them into the system, making them rely on the government, not giving them working visas, putting them inside of shelters, busing them all around the country. Families were separated. Thousands of children went missing. The government was literally trafficking children into the United States, trafficking people, incentivizing them to leave their houses in Colombia, leave their house in Ecuador, and then to come to the United States, and you're living in a shelter in New York City.
NYC, baby.
So is it true that gangs are inside of the Roosevelt Hotel?
Yup.
This is me confronting a group of Venezuelan
Yup.
migrants who are potentially dangerous gang members of the gang Tren de Aragua outside the Roosevelt Hotel in New York City.
Most of these
But that's just made up, right,
migrants, they came here, they thought life would be good, and they ended up getting put inside the shelter and became essentially slaves to the system in a way, where they're relying on the state to give them money, they're relying on the state for housing, they're relying on the state to give them a work permit to be able to work. Like, that's not right. That's pretty mean, if you ask me.
Well, I suppose the reason they hopped the border in the first place because the immigration system is so backed up, right?
Yup.
Well, yeah, there's major issues with immigration here inside the United States, but you just can't.
And shout out to, well, I won't drop any names. We had somebody who joined the Discord and came to the after party, and we were talking. It was either in the after party or it was on another panel. I don't remember. Point being, that there was a bunch of more right-leaning people, and then this person was more of a leftist. And we were talking about all this kind of stuff with the border. And, you know, if you have, it depends on the person. Some people are too far gone, but there are people who hold these wild positions that can be convinced that, oh, maybe I'm not thinking about this the right way. And so, you know, someone was giving he was giving the argument that, like, well, these people need somewhere to go, and we have so much, and this and that, and da 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 da. And, you know, we were just giving the basic, like, okay, but that's not how it can't work like that. Because there's finite resources, we can't count how many people there are, the cultural differences, all that kind of stuff. And he's like, interesting. Trump's the best we ever had. Can't debate it without insults because you have small minds and impulsive demeanors raised by your deadbeat moms. God damn. He's showing the fraud happening. Yup. Dick Johnson in the building. Welcome. They also put their kids on SSI disability, autism, 80%. 80%. Is it autism or is it low IQ? I don't know.
Like, walk into the country and think that you're going to be treated just like a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen.
Mm-hmm. Who was filming most of your stuff back then?
Me, myself, and then I also bring my mom with me. She's like a producer on the channel, kind of.
So they're coming right now because it is an opportunity.
I'm gonna come. Actually, would you hit?
With me. She's like a producer on the channel, kind of.
So they're coming right now because it is an opportunity for them to come, and they are taking that opportunity, and they're coming here. And Nick and I wanted to show, because all of America, we just sit home and watch this on our TV and get angry with it. And we wanted to show, like, what is truly happening. We have been there.
Did she have any kind of career in content creation prior to you
guys
working together?
She actually went to school for journalism and to be a broadcaster.
Did she have a hand in your decision to really, like, start taking things more seriously as far as political coverage?
No, actually, she didn't really believe in, like, anything I thought politically. But as you know, during like 2020, for instance, I couldn't, on my channel,
a shout out to the landscape stream for all of the likes. And what do we got? 100% likes on the landscapers. Thank you again, guys. That stuff really, really, really does help.
Couldn't put Trump's name in a title or a thumbnail without the video being demonetized.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was no incentive to actually create political content at that time, especially if you're a smaller creator, because you couldn't get the video to be seen by anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so you couldn't really make those videos. And then when I did get back from that mission, I could then make videos on politics, and the censorship kind of got lifted because of Elon Musk buying X. People hate on Elon Musk, but they don't understand, like, what he actually did by buying X. Yeah. Because of him, you're actually able to post stuff on YouTube and not have to worry about.
Real quick, guys, while I'm emailing StreamYard about the chat, let me know, are we still getting the echo on emotional damage? Echo or no echo? Let me know.
Being censored or worry about not being able to get the video monetized.
Yeah.
If you can't get your video monetized, you can't make your videos. And so I think what Elon did really did change the shape of our society. Because then you also saw their platforms like Rumble follow, Facebook, they lifted their censorship, YouTube lifted their censorship. So without Elon Musk, none of that would have been possible.
Was there a part of you that was wondering why the Trump administration and various allies promoted your expose so hard?
Thank you.
Hard when they did?
I think it hit the heart of every American, being able to see that their money that they pay for taxes is going to fraud. People like to talk about how our money is going to other countries or how it's...
No, I want it fixed. Everybody else gets to use their videos and things and that. I want to be able to do it too. I pay my fucking my subscription.
Is going to fraud. People like to talk about how our money is going to other countries or how it's being used wrongfully, but people can't actually see it with their eyes. And that was one of the first videos ever where people could see that people were abusing the system and taking dollars from the United States citizens, and they're actually not operating a business.
But I mean, I'm just talking about if you look at Google Trends specifically, like the phrase Somali fraud was borderline non-existent. It just so happens to really kick up through your piece on December 16th.
Yeah.
Which is the exact same day that the Trump administration and Kash Patel released the redacted Epstein files list that by all people was seen as like a disaster with hundreds of pages of blacked out stuff. Was there a part of you?
Yeah, see, there you go. We just saw that clip was from when Charlie was talking about how you could unredact a bunch of stuff in the files.
All people was seen as like a disaster with hundreds.
So again, going back to the notion that like, oh, well, why is he talking about this? Because he cares about it. He's not a political commentator, so it's not his responsibility to cover everything that comes out.
The pages of blacked out stuff. Was there a part of you that was curious if maybe there was people in the GOP who chose to signal boost your piece as wide and far as possible in a way to distract and move the goalpost away from that?
I don't know. Like if that was their initiative, it probably worked pretty well. But I just posted my YouTube video, and that's the beautiful thing about the internet is you just post and see what happens. Every week I've been uploading videos.
Because of all the fucking people, some of them in this chat literally saying that it's not happening and all that shit. Yep. Shout out to Mikey B. I'm the GOAT. I don't know about that, but I will take it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
To me, that was just going to be like another YouTube upload. Like I didn't know that it was going to be the most viewed video ever on X. You're trying to say that it was some coordinated attack to get people's eyes away from Epstein, but the majority of the traffic, it has over 600,000. I think it has over 600,000 likes. So it wasn't just Elon Musk who was sharing the video. It was everyday Americans who were showing that video because they're sick. Like, what are they known for?
Africans?
No, Somalians.
Fraud?
Well,
fraud, female genital mutilation, Islam, all bad things.
Say the thing that's on top of your head.
Captain Phillips.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But I'm also an American who doesn't know any Somalis. Well, actually, I grew up with a few in Seattle, but I'm not like very in tune with the culture.
Yeah, and so why is 89% of the fraud happening inside Minnesota by Somalians? Yeah, and why have apartment complexes and locations inside of Minnesota, white people have been pushed out?
White people?
And so this is the difference. This is the difference. A lot of people who have gone after Candace Owens, myself included, her defense is, well, I'm just asking questions. But she's not just asking questions. She's asking questions, but she's asking questions that have implications behind them. Whereas Nick is legitimately just saying, okay, show me that you're a legitimate daycare center. I'm just asking you for verification. This is an example of just asking questions where it's legitimate. And that's why a lot of people are like, well, where's the proof? Like, well, we got evidence. It's going to be investigated. And then we will have proof that the evidence is real.
Apartment complexes and locations inside of Minnesota, white people have been pushed out.
White people?
Yes. Inside these apartment complexes, you will not find a white person living inside of Cedar Riverside, for instance.
Where'd they go?
They got pushed out.
Like to low-income areas?
They got pushed out of, I don't know where they went, but they're not there. Cedar Riverside was originally housing for the College of Minnesota. There's a bar there called Palmer's Bar. It used to be a staple for Minnesota. However, the Somalians inside of Cedar Riverside made complaints that Palmer's Bar was too loud. They literally changed their...
Because it's this is the dumbest point. So how do you think that you get your child into a daycare center? Do you have to already know someone who owns a daycare center? Or is it a business like any other where you walk in, you say, hello, I am a stranger and I would like to engage in your business?
Stupid.
What the fuck are you talking about? Bro, why would you let a stranger into your store? Because that's what the store is there for.
State flag to be more like the Somalian state flag. Flag of Minnesota. Tim Walz said their other flag was racist. And he called people like me white supremacists for talking out against the fraud that's happening inside of his state. He's been talking about fraud since 2019.
Is this? Okay, yeah. So I was going to say, I thought this was at me. Like, yeah, it's right there on camera. I don't know what else you people need. But it's right there.
How do you feel about the way the, liberal side of the mainstream media has characterized the reporting?
They're defending fraud. I'm showing people what's happening. I showed it exactly how it is, as it is. And now they're defending fraud.
Yes, I mean, you got me there. I'm more conservative, probably, whatever. But yeah, you got me there. Just calling people racist and Nazi might be what you determine as true journalism. But over here, we like truth and facts.
Even if one of these businesses is operating, why should any American be happy or be satisfied with daycares ran by all Somalians receiving millions of dollars? And out of that population of Minnesota, I believe it's around 5.8 million. You have not seen one single Minnesotan say that their child was inside those daycares.
I've seen a couple interviews with
Invest the investigators, not the fraud.
people who are saying their child was at the daycare.
Who are they?
Somalis.
Yes. Why isn't any other white people, black people, Mexicans, Asians, why aren't they saying, oh, these aren't fraudulent daycares?
Wasn't it a predominantly Somali area?
Why are all the daycares inside of Minneapolis? There's white people, there's Mexicans, there's Asians, there's everybody inside Minnesota. In Minneapolis, how
Called it! Oh, dilly to you for being exactly who we knew you were. They are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. Dilly to you. Oh, man. Oh, man. CNN does actual reporting. I got it. That's a screenshot. That's a screenshot. Oh, man. I cannot wait to New Year's Eve to pull this one up. I cannot wait to pull that one up. That's going to be fun. We're all going to have a good laugh at this. Wow. Let's just bask in it. Let's just bask in it for a minute. CNN does actual reporting. They're like one of the few that actually cite sources. Source. Someone close to somewhere near the White House.
Stupid.
You are brainwashed. Brennan said CNN called and confirmed one was open. Calling isn't journalism. Nick did a better job than any Democrat journalist. See, there's some pirates in the comments. Indeed. Nick is the GOAT of fraud exposing. Indeed. Imagine listening to a white man cry fraud when his entire history is fraud. Oh my God, what kind of cope is this? So his history is not this. Therefore, the money that is going into these people's pockets unjustly is not fraud.
Stupid.
That's some impressive mental gymnastics. I applaud you. If you show up to my kid's daycare with a camera crew and demand to be given access to the children with the intention of filming them, I hope the daycare would deny them access. That's why you don't run a daycare.
Stupid.
Dude outperformed multi-million-dollar media companies with just a cell phone. Indeed. Nick and Trump are exposing corruption. For now, I'm going to stick with Nick. I have my issues with Trump for now, but true. Varick said what they need is basic humility to overcome the ego. I bought into the headlines till I took a tab of acid. There you go. While under its influence, brain told me to actually look into the headline I was reading. Well, good advice. I don't think you necessarily need to do. I don't think you necessarily need to do acid to read an actual article, but good advice to actually read articles and not just the headlines. Yeah, right. And someone, well, it's not anonymous. It's someone close to somewhere near the White House. Here's an idea. Maybe people shouldn't be busting into daycares. Oh my God. There were no children. I don't understand how you're not putting two and two together. Okay. All right. I mean, it is, right? It's kind of cute how dumb they are. It's kind of cute. Like they think they're saying something.
There's Mexicans, there's Asians, there's everybody inside Minnesota. In Minneapolis, how come no?
But hey, it's better to do your due diligence with acid than not at all.
There's Asians, there's everybody inside Minnesota. In Minneapolis, how come no other person has said, no, this daycare is legit, here's my child. I don't support our money going overseas to Israel either. I don't support our money funding Ukraine. But what I can actually see with my own eyes is the money coming here inside the United States that's being spent fraudulently. People who don't understand that.
What do you think is the biggest thing you risk doing this type of work?
People dox me, there's death threats. I have 24/7 security right now because of how crazy people are mad at me for exposing fraud.
Yep, and that's exactly what they're doing as American police cams. Welcome. So almost every liberal channel just watches another YouTuber for their evidence, but a Republican actually goes out on the streets and gets concrete evidence. But it's not journalism because it doesn't agree with what I wanted to say. This person said there are clips of me in my stream proving this. Okay, drop the on this channel. All right, let's go. Let's see what we're getting into. Go to channel. All right. Tell me where to look. Tell me where to look. Where are we going? Dive deep into Trump loans. Going. Yeah.
What are some of these death threats? Like, what do they say?
One person sent me a photo. You can grab it from my ex and put it on the screen. He said, "This is going to be you on April 27th on the side of a highway." And
I mean, acid is definitely my favorite, but I'm just saying you shouldn't need it in order to read a news article.
It was a photo of a man with his head decapitated in a trench. Another person openly said, "TikTok, TikTok, Nick Shirley time's coming." Why are Democrats calling me a white supremacist for talking against fraud? I have 24/7 security with me right now because people think me exposing fraud is bad.
And was that something that has kind of like deepened?
It is bad in their eyes. It's bad in their eyes because that money is helping them.
Your perception of the left as being like super crazy and messed up.
Yeah, I just think everything they say they're the party of peace, party of acceptance. Meanwhile, they call people like me fascists and Nazis. Yeah, they call me a fascist. Meanwhile, they won't let me speak. One lady,
did you guys see the video of the woman who went to the daycare? And I think I have that. Let's see if I have that here. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere. It would have been a while back. Oh my God. Did you guys fucking see this shit? The DoorDash driver with ice? One in the chat if you have not seen or you don't know what I'm talking about. Give me a second here. I don't remember what the fuck I'm looking. Oh yeah, that lady with the daycare. The lady with the daycare. Oh, come on. Give it 2 more minutes, see if we can find it. Come on, it was pretty recent. No. All right, I don't know where it is. So let's see. Let's just see. Lady goes into daycare. Looks like this lady. But essentially, she walked in to her daycare and she was like, see how they have pamphlets, they have a reception, they have someone greeting, they have all that stuff, and the children aren't here. You have to be part of actually part of the daycare to go in. But none of that was there for any of that shit. All right, I can't find it. But yeah, this argument that like, whoa, you're going into this place, they're not going to let you in. That's like, go do it. Go do it. Go do it. They will be happy to greet you. What was the felony? What was the crime though? What was the felony that he actually committed though? Nah, just a river in where's the Nile? In the Amazon? No, right? Yeah, I don't know. You know what the fuck I mean. Egypt. There we go. Zero access is suspect. Again, think about it. If you are a normal parent, you're not an investigative journalist. You're just, wanting to see what the business is. At the very worst, you walk in and you're like, hey, yeah, I'm just here. I want to, I think he was saying something about my son, Joey. They'll be like, okay, yeah, sure. We don't really appreciate people filming. We didn't get that. No, hey, yo, no. That's not how businesses act. That's not how businesses act. It's fraud, and they were being investigated. What about Trump pardoning the people in charge of the Medicare fraud? The insurance companies were committing fraud, not the people on Medicare. Well, I mean, yeah, that's a whole different thing. There's fraud all around. It's not a left or right thing, which is the weirdest part of all of this, that the left has politicized this. Yep, first deny. It's not real. Yeah, and step 1, it didn't happen. Step 2, well, it did happen, but only a little bit. Step 3, of course it's happening. You're a racist if you don't love it. Did you say the same thing? First deny, deflect. Imagine a what? You said it was a white guy. Well, if you didn't do this, then they wouldn't do that. It's like they all read from the same playbook. Oh, wait. Yep. Liberal white women do not have the capacity to see things correctly. Seems to be the case. All right, let's dive back in here.
Yeah, they called me a fascist. Meanwhile, they won't let me speak. One lady, she came up to me. She took her shirt off, started jumping
No, he didn't expose shit. He exposed fraud.
All over me. And she said, say Black Lives Matter. Say Black Lives Matter. I said, all lives matter.
Yeah, shout out to Ground News. Ground News is a great way to show different, they show the leanings of different, what do you call them? Not articles, different entities, companies. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Matter. She said, get out of here, white boy. Like, what they're saying does not make sense.
Black Lives Matter. My life matters too.
No, it doesn't.
Well, I think it was probably, it hits a little different now than it did back in the middle of 2020.
But even then, all lives matter.
Yeah.
That should not be a hot take.
Yeah, but the conversation was specifically about like police brutality in Black communities.
Okay, cool. All lives matter still. I just can't fathom how people can side with people who have gone so far left to the point where they call people like me a fascist or Nazi, or they think the take all lives matter is controversial, or they think that when somebody gets deported when they've been here illegally is a controversial take.
It's going.
And it's not. All right, so we have not seen that that situation, and you know what? I don't want to say anything. I want to play it, let it run, and I want to see what you guys have to say about this. Because I mean, you know, obviously I downloaded this from TikTok, but the comments were on, again, I'm not even going to say anything. Well, let it ride. Where the fuck is this shit? It was like right here. This was okay.
And they're gonna break the door down.
That's fine, but I don't want to open the door if they don't have a warrant. Because this was my DoorDash lady. I don't even know the lady. She just ran to my house.
So she doesn't know a random lady, a random DoorDash lady. She ordered DoorDash, and the lady ran into her house.
All right.
I have a baby here. Like, I really don't know what to do.
She has a baby there. You are letting a foreign, strange criminal who is actively being pursued by law enforcement into your house with a baby. How do you care more about a strange lady than your own fucking baby? Sorry, I said I wasn't going to say anything.
Open the door if the police, say that I have to open the door, but like, I don't know what to do. This lady just was shot yesterday. Now I ordered food and there's people outside my house.
Cheyenne, I'm on my way, okay?
Indie Film says, back in the day, I was thinking about sending my son to a Montessori, aka a daycare school type thing. I went there, and the owner gave me a tour with children and everything running around. It's almost like that's how you do good business if you're in the business of taking care of children.
Ordered food and there's people outside my house.
Cheyenne, I'm on my way, okay? All right.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm so scared, James.
No, but I'm just, you're right. I'm just trying to remember what the actual felony, like what it was, what was the felony?
Come downstairs.
Cheyenne.
What? I literally ordered DoorDash and now there's ICE agents around my house because the lady ran in my house and I don't know what to do because I don't know. They have no warrant. They have no warrant. They said that they were going to get one.
So I don't know if you know this, but you don't need a warrant to continue an investigation that's already in process. They were already following her, which is why she ran into these random people's house. And now, let's just keep it running.
I don't know what to do. I called the police. The police are on their way. I can't ignore it. I have a baby here and they have guns pointing everywhere in my house.
Okay, let's see. So on May 30th, 2024, Donald Trump was convicted by a New York jury on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in the first degree. He is the first U.S. president to be found guilty of a crime. Yeah, what was the crime? I know that the falsifying the business records, that's the misdemeanor. I'm asking what the felony was. What was the felony? No, that's the misdemeanor. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this, but campaign finance is a misdemeanor. I'm asking you for the felony.
House. I have some random lady in my house. I have my child barricaded.
They're looking at her backyard too.
They're looking at everything. They're everywhere. All because I ordered some fucking DoorDash food.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with her legal status. It's because you decided to order DoorDash, and so now all of this is happening. Middle-aged liberal white women with the fucking main character syndrome. Instinct.
They're everywhere. All because I ordered some fucking DoorDash food. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have a heart attack. This is the lady's license plate. They already took someone out of her car. I called the police. The police are on their way. I asked for a warrant. I just ordered some food and then some lady ran to my house.
The DoorDash lady ran in her house.
Yep. Okay, pull up. Go ahead. Link me to where it says that campaign finance is a felony.
This dude just has his hand on his gun, just fucking chilling.
Oh, there was no underlying crime. It's almost like that's why I ask that question all the time and never get the right answer. Brainwashed.
Gun, just fucking chilling.
I don't want them to come in my house.
Use the Second Amendment. So I don't know how much you know about the Second Amendment, but when law enforcement has a reason to enter your house, you can't shoot them. Don't try that. As stupid as you are, I want you to stay alive. Don't be Renee Good.
They get the warrant, they're coming in your house. They're not going to leave. So we need to come up with a solution to do this peacefully, right?
Oh my God.
I own this property.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I need to go.
And it gets worse. It gets worse.
Hold on, my neighbor's calling. Hold on. Hello? Yes.
They said they're gonna get a warrant to come in here because we ordered some DoorDash. And
Right, exactly. If you use your 2A rights on somebody who is the person who ran into your house, the strange lady being chased by federal law enforcement, that's a much more legitimate use, not an active investigation where the fucking whether it's ICE or whoever has the justification to come into your house, and they are asking you. Look, well, again, let's just. I'm stepping on my own thing.
lady ran in her house, so no, we don't know what to do.
Speed
I don't think the police are gonna do anything because I don't know what to do. I'm just waiting for the warrant. I don't know what to do, man.
It ain't like ICE is human anyway. Party of love, right? Party of tolerance, party of acceptance, and everybody. I mean, insane. I do believe that's what you meant, right? I don't think you were talking about Trump. But yeah, insane. All right, part 2.
I don't know what to do, man. This is scary.
I sped it up a little bit for you guys.
You don't even know her. Can I just get a warrant?
You don't even know her.
I just want a warrant, man. I got my child in here.
Then stop putting your child where there literally could be a firefight.
This happened yesterday, and
Nothing happened. If we wait, it's going to get worse. Our SWAT team's going to come. You have an active warrant for this person. Why do you make it worse? We don't want to deal with nothing with you.
Do you have your ID? She said she has her ID on her.
Yep. This has been the strongest thing. Between Renee Good and all this Minnesota stuff. This is the strongest thing that has been like, you know what? I at my core, I do have, a hippie, liberal mindset. And, you grow up and realize that can't work. So at the end of the day, I look at another person who happens to be a woman and think, yeah, you're a human American just like me. You should get the right to vote. But here we are.
Hold on. Okay. If you put your hand up, you take your hand. Stop.
Oh, now you're giving the orders. You're giving the orders.
Stop. Okay. If I open the door, one, you're not coming in my house. I will give you her. This is her ID. She is a U.S. citizen.
They ran her plane.
This was my DoorDash. The fact that you guys are torn. I'm Native American. What?
And there's the she's Native American, guys.
DoorDash. The fact that you guys are torn. I'm Native American. My family already died for y'all to work here. Hung by Abraham Lincoln. 38 plus 2. So the that y'all are on a Native American house.
Right, but she was already being chased. So it was already there. So like if I commit a crime and I speed away in my car and I get out of my car and go into somebody's home, the investigation is active. So you don't get to just be like, no. Nor should you, because your fucking child is there.
Pissing me the fuck off. I will open this door when I have the decency to open this door since you guys have pointed guns at me. I will open it. But you guys are not coming to my house. You guys will not shoot anybody. You did yesterday.
And you had your hand on your gun this whole time you've been here, dude.
You had your hand on your gun the entire time.
Yeah, I wonder it's because you're resisting.
We have it all
Or technically, it would be obstruction. My apologies.
right here. You're fucking live.
Get off my yard and I will open the door to let her out. Go up to the car because I don't feel comfortable letting. I have a 2-year-old. I have a 1.5-year-old baby.
Then get the fucking crazy. I don't know if she's crazy, but get the fucking strange lady out of your house. What are we talking about?
I have 3 more in school.
Oh, and that's a great thing for them to come home to, right? This whole situation.
Hello.
Hey, Cheyenne, this is Commander Hank with the Sheriff's Office calling you.
Yeah.
So I understand that you're right now.
I'm going to, but move.
Please.
You have 2 options, right? So either let the mayor leave and come in, and take care of that, or let the like, nobody from the sheriff's office is gonna show up there, because that's all I can tell you.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
What do I do?
Well, I think that choice is up to you. You can have those. I mean, those are your 2 options.
The single charges.
Yeah, you in order to have this type of in order to have this type of perspective, then you have to legitimately think that like the SS and the Gestapo is exactly the same as ICE. And if you think that, you're retarded.
You need to come with me. Come on.
I have family. I'm sorry.
So this is the.
There's nothing we can.
So finally, so fucking cooler heads prevail.
Come on.
So we got this is the lady, and this is the lady.
You can do.
And this is the fucking who's just letting this all fucking go down.
Just come on. I'm so sorry. I don't want to do this. Come on.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to do. I'm Native American. This is against everything I stand for. What the do I do, man?
You can say whatever you want. You just be wrong.
I need you to come up. I can't.
Yep. Agreed.
Don't. No guns.
No guns.
Anybody.
No guns. No guns, guys. No guns. Who the fuck do you think you are?
No shooting anybody.
It's okay. No guns. No guns.
All right, Optimism. Yeah. How long should we give Optimism a timeout for? 1 minute or 5 minutes? Let's do 1 minute because they always stay, and then we'll do 5 minutes next time.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry. I have TikTok followers. I have this going on my TikTok. I have 11,000 followers. I will let everybody. What is your name? Let me see. What's your name? Okay, ma'am, the police said I
So if you're just joining us, then this lady here is a DoorDash driver who delivered DoorDash to some millennial liberal people. As she was being chased by ICE, she ran into these strangers' people's homes, and then they're like, okay, you stay here. We're going to fight ICE. We're going to tell ICE that they can't come in. Ain't going to work.
have to let you go. Ma'am, I don't know what to do.
It's funny because they always come back.
They won't hurt you. They won't hurt you.
They won't hurt you. They won't hurt you. Then what the fuck were you so scared about?
How could you do this to your own people? That's insane. I don't care. Y'all didn't have no warrant.
Just give her some time.
Just give her some time. Y'all just shot someone in Minnesota. I ordered DoorDash. My DoorDash. Are you kidding me? I'm Native American. Get the fuck off my yard until she comes that way. You don't even have a warrant. But I'm not gonna go to jail because y'all pieces of shit ain't got nothing better to do because your wife still want to suck your dick.
Like, just say, remember this? We were just saying things. Just saying things.
Puta,
No, eso es mentira, ustedes lo separan de las familias. Digo, mis dos niñas solas.
They already took her kid. I don't know what to do. I have a baby. They were literally telling me that if I don't, the cops are even telling me that if I don't open the door, they'll literally charge me with harboring. I don't know what to do. Come here, ma'am. Come here.
Hey, look who's back. Look who's back. All right. I'll give you a shot. But next time it's fine.
DoorDash, this lady.
I know I'm irresistible.
They told me I was going to be charged with harboring.
They were going to break down my door.
They were going to break down my door.
So now, if you're not sure what's going on, because of the commotion, all the neighbors are coming out, and because they're all fucking a hive mind like pluribus, they're like, well, why are you letting ICE do this? So now these people are having to defend themselves against the neighbors who are like, no, you should keep harboring a fugitive. How did we get here? How did we get here? And I'm having a hard time. I'm having a very hard time not landing on universal suffrage. I just don't know. You guys, don't forget, Morty is over here. He had quite a day, so he could definitely use your or his treats. Remember, every donation comes with a treat for the Overlord.
They were gonna break down my door.
They were gonna break down my door. I already did. The police told me to
Yeah,
get
right?
up to her.
Exactly.
The police are saying we can't keep her in here.
Literally, you are though. Projection. I mean, that's, again, we got a screen. I mean, you rarely get a projection that is that egregious. That egregious. Nothing else to say.
She's from Minnesota. She has a Minnesota license.
How are you guys going to wear the police
Minnesota.
symbol if you guys aren't police?
You're literally
Go watch Pluribus after this stream.
talking to her in Spanish. I hope they turn on you and take your family because that's what you're doing to people.
You're separating families.
They took her kid. I don't know what to do. My baby's inside. I did call the police. The police told me that.
The police are going to help
They
us.
told us that we have to open the door.
We have two
or
options. Get charged with harboring or f***ing release her.
Yeah, that's the law. You're not above it.
The police should be on their way, but I don't know
And why don't you guys have a search warrant?
Where? Where is it? Where's the paper?
Show me federal
Where's
judge
the paper? Where's the warrant, guys?
Fucking warrant. First off.
Sanctuary states.
Yes, you have permission to be on our yard. No, I don't give ICE permission to be on my f***ing yard.
This is our property. You guys
I own
get
this
out.
property.
I own this property.
I told you guys multiple times, if you don't have a warrant, you're not able to access in my house. I took a law course. I know. I'm not.
She took a law course, guys. She took a law course. Now, I apologize. Nope. She took a law class, guys. And and that's how you get banned. Oh, we'll just show it up there. Actually, you know what? I'll take the screenshot just in case you're a fucking weirdo. And you try to do some weird shit. Wow. Two screenshots in one. In one. That's impressive. But unfortunately, you are gone.
Good, she's terrified.
Yo me voy con mi niña, yo me voy
You're
con
in
mi
an
niña, yo no me
ICU.
voy sin mi niña.
How are you going to reassure her?
No, es mentira, ustedes los separan de los babies. No.
I don't know what to do.
Yo me voy con mi niña, es lo único.
I called the police, but I don't know what to do. A woman was just killed in Minnesota yesterday from you guys, and you guys think that we're going to just take this lightly? Literally, you just shot and killed someone yesterday, and you can put on your go to work, and that shit just sits right with you? What the is wrong with you guys? You guys are modern day Nazis. My family got killed. Native Americans got killed for you guys to put on that shit. Bullshit.
No, mis hijos, yo me voy.
Bullshit.
Right? Yeah, like, well, I said I don't think that you should be allowed to do no guns, no guns. It's like, bitch, you're just some bitch. You're just some bitch. You are not the main character. You are just some bitch. That's it. Yeah, they could get a warrant for her. They could get a warrant for her. Hey, yo, Judge, what's your face? We got a situation. We good? Bingo. Go for it. Like, as if that couldn't happen. Like, in a situation where, like, I was in a situation where I was living with a bunch of people, and one of my roommates was selling weed, and he was doing it in the dumbest possible fucking way, where he had classes and he had to work, and he'd come home at like 10 whatever o'clock at night, and then he'd just have everybody in and out. So within a couple of months, they busted down the door and whatever. And so, because it was multiple people, they only had a warrant for his room and the common areas. And so they wanted to look in my room where I had stuff. And that is when they were like, just let us in. If there's nothing there, then we'll be good. But don't make me have to come back with a warrant. I'm like, well, come back with a warrant and there ain't going to be nothing in there. So bye. But this is not that situation. They are not going to leave. These dudes are going to make sure processing her is miserable as fuck. I hope not. But yeah, this lady, the one yelling, should be arrested right alongside the immigrant. Agreed. Duh. ICE indeed is a very different entity. Probably not. I'm going with not. Facts. Shout out to the Pure Bloods. Dilly to the Pure Bloods. Standing up to the greatest propaganda campaign of our entire lives. Well done. All right, let's dive back in here and get back to the show.
So that is, we can't order DoorDash without ICE showing up to our house, right?
Again, well, this is the same. We can't order DoorDash without ICE showing up to our house. Your ordering DoorDash has absolutely nothing to do with this, except that that's where the person they were following ended up. What was the other one that we were just talking about with Renee Good? And she just said something.
So that is, we can't order DoorDash without ICE showing up.
Oh, yeah. And so a lot of people are saying, oh, so because of the fact that Renee Good did this, that, she deserved to die? Like, no, that's not what anybody's saying. That's like saying, well, I went on a hike and I broke my leg. So what? You're saying anybody who goes on a hike deserves to have their leg broken? What? You see how fucking stupid that logic is? No, but that is a thing that can happen if you go hiking. If you try to run over a police officer, you might be shot, whether you deserve it or not. So don't do that.
So that is, we can't order DoorDash without ICE showing up to our house, right? I have a baby.
Why are you sitting around listening to some nobody? What a fucking loser. Put a one in the chat if you spend time watching people who you think are losers. What a fucking loser.
Until you guys have a warrant signed, get off
want judge
No! I want a signed paper. You don't come near my house because you're the one that has your hand on the gun the whole time. I have it all on video.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a situation and you're screaming and escalating.
I have 11,000 TikTokers right now.
Oh, I checked. I checked. You know, when you say shit like that, you gotta check. And you can see the name right here, 520.di once or Dionce or whatever it is. 5,000 followers.
11,000 TikTok followers that I have. 11,000 followers I have on TikTok.
You guys aren't wanted
Get the
here.
off my yard until you have a judge's signature.
Off my property.
There you go. Normal hot tire saying, I'm not saying harbor the lady, whoever you are. I wouldn't have anyone running into my house, cop or criminal. Bingo. And that's what I'm saying. You've got a baby. You've got I think she said a 1.5-year-old baby in the house. You don't know this woman. You don't know this woman. Just because she's small in stature and she's crying doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And if she's willing to run into a stranger's home with ICE following her, what else is she willing to do with your child? And you said you got 2 others coming home. Insanity. Insanity. What else we got? Apparently, when they arrest someone, they have to take them to the local courthouse. And since they're sanctuary cities, they will just dismiss the case. Well, there's got to be some way around that, right? There's got to be some way around that. Yeah, right? Just that's what exactly, right? That's what started this all. If you never used DoorDash, then this lady would not be in trouble. All right, let's dive back in here. Finish this shit up.
I hope you guys sleep real good at night. Don't ever come back to my house, because I will you. I will go to every one of you. You don't know who the I am. Remember that.
You deserve a police vest, mother.
Where's your badge? You ain't got one.
Where's your papers? Where's your badge?
You guys are illegal on stolen land. You guys are illegal on stolen land.
Illegal on stolen land. We gotta dilly that. I mean, come on. Oh man. All right, almost done here.
Illegal on native land. Dakota. Do you know what that means? I am not illegal. Get the out of here.
What does being Republican have to do with harboring criminals and letting strange people in your house around your children? What does that have to do with being a Republican?
Out! I'm 4.9.
So I mean, this is what we're dealing with, and it's only going to get worse. And I don't say this with any glee. There will have to be more deaths. I don't want this. There will have to be more deaths of regular citizens before they start realizing, oh, I can't just do whatever I want to do. There's laws, there's rules, there's systems, and we may not like it. I fucking hate the government. But guess what? I like my life more than I hate the government.
On the CCOP, how did you end up down there?
Yeah, so on the topic of immigration, I was doing these.
Yeah, let's grab some of these then. Yeah, exactly. Why harass a lady with a baby? Because she's harboring a criminal. Maybe you didn't see the beginning of the video, but yeah, where the DoorDash driver who was an illegal immigrant and was already being followed for arrest by ICE ran into this lady's house, and I guess she thought that was a good choice. Miller says, so they stormed the Capitol. How did they open the Capitol building doors that were 2,000 pounds each? Let right in. Daniel said, ICE are heroes. I don't know. I mean, I am generally like, I don't really like cops and authority and that stuff. But I care very much about law and order. So I'm very happy to, fuck the police. But they are an unfortunate necessity to have law and order. I don't think that's that complicated, but it seems like they can't fucking put it together. Well, so something tells me this isn't your first time avoiding the conversation. Who's that to? Hey, we gotta do a sub dilly to Tim. Welcome to the club. Some random bitch broke a window and got shot. It's pretty obvious what happened if you watch the video. I'm going to assume you guys are talking yourselves. Let's dive back in here.
How did you end up down there?
Yeah, so on the topic of immigration, I was doing these videos and I was seeing these cartels these caravans come through. I was like, well, I'm going to join one of the I'm going to join a caravan. Like, I'm going to join in their journey. I was looking at the map and I thought El Salvador. Thank you. Section point to go join a caravan.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy idea to go join a caravan.
No,
but
it's a sick idea.
At that point in time, I wanted to see what's happening with the immigration. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to go to El Salvador. I'm going to go speak to...
All right, I'll give you that. You've changed my mind. You've changed my mind. Saving our tax dollars. And, there's always darker stuff there, too. So you've convinced me.
The people, I'm going to find a caravan and I'm going to go from El Salvador to Mexico and make it all the way to the United States. I get to El Salvador and they're like, no, we don't have any migrants here. We just actually put all of our gangs in the prison. Like, we're thriving. I had to change my...
I mean, I hear you, but I've been in situations where cops have tried to fuck up my shit. Even they decided they wanted to fuck my shit up and they couldn't find anything. And so then they tried to make it up. So I don't necessarily believe in the notion of good cops, because then there would be no bad cops. But there's bad cops. Therefore, the good cops aren't good enough.
Plan to make a video about how one country actually solved migration to the point where they're actually having people come back to their country versus leaving.
And you finally got up in there.
Yeah, I'm still the only American to ever go in, and you actually asked for the contact, but I couldn't give it to you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I was thinking about, man, is like, on that note, how do you think I could like build more credibility on like the more conservative side of the aisle as far as interviews go?
Don't be afraid to say, what are Somalians known for? When you know the answer inside your head, but you're too afraid to say it.
Well, I just don't know if it's based in a stereotype or if it's not.
You know what they're known
I am the captain now.
for. You said it.
What,
Pirates. So you're scared.
I'm not scared. I just want to I'd have to go and talk to them.
You had
I'm
to
not
think.
scared. I don't want to go out and say things about people if I don't know the community. I gotta go to the restaurants. I
asked you the question. What are they known for? And I knew you knew what they were.
Because Hollywood promoted Captain Phillips. I mean, what are we known for?
Yeah, but that's what he's saying. Why do you think they did that? Why do you think they did that? Because it's true to life.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Cheeseburgers.
So why'd you question your thought?
I'm not that smart.
So you're asking how do you?
So this is where. Oh man. Because look how Nick was able to hone in on the point that he's trying to make. And be like, no, we're right there. We were before talking about how his public speaking isn't great. When he builds that up and uses this type of approach, this kid's gonna go far.
Cheeseburgers.
So why'd you question your thought?
I'm not that smart.
So you're asking how do you gain credibility and trust? Well, you say a fact for a fact.
And the fact is that the first thing I think of when I think of Somalia is
And the fact is, what are Somalians
Captain
known
Phillips.
for? Pirating.
Well, that's in Somalia. There's no pirates in America.
Who's stealing all the money in Minnesota?
Yeah, right. I mean, define pirate, bro.
That is piracy. So how do you gain more trust? Well, don't be afraid to say a fact or an opinion.
Even
when
if
I
know that I'm dumb.
Yes. By not saying anything about the death of Charlie Kirk as well, I thought that was pretty messed up. In a way, he's somebody just like me and you who was making videos, putting it on the internet, and then people literally killed him. But I thought that was kind of messed up of you to not publicly denounce what happened to Charlie Kirk.
I did.
I never saw anything on Instagram.
What am I supposed to say?
You never shared anything.
Nissan riders are the bad people outweigh the bad cops. I definitely agree. But there is something to be said about the monopoly on violence. But that's a strong point. You guys are making me think tonight.
I never saw anything on Instagram.
What am I supposed to say?
You never shared anything.
I interviewed the guy who was debating him while it happened. And I mentioned a bunch of times that it was horrible and it represented like one of the worst pivots in American politics ever.
And I didn't even watch the interview because I didn't want to watch that.
Well, you should watch it.
I don't want to.
Why? It's historically relevant.
It is historically relevant. I did lose respect for you when it felt like you went silent.
Well, you should watch the video because I say some stuff in it.
Okay, cool.
Do you ever...
Who is... I keep seeing you guys say that. I'm not seeing a name that's wrong. Like RONG? Am I not seeing this person? Or are you... Do you know their name or what? Who are you talking about? What going on? Oh shit! Now I lost my... Okay. Yeah. What are we talking about here?
You went silent.
Well, you should watch the video because I say some stuff in it.
Okay, cool.
Do you ever see a world in which independent media will overtake corporate traditional media?
Well, we still have boomers and they're still watching TV. So that is a lot of their audience.
Facts.
But when me and you are 50, 60 years old, do I think that CNN and those companies will be able to operate at the scale that they're operating right now? I think CNN has around, I know they have more than 1,000 employees, and it took one person to expose $110 million in fraud in Minnesota. And then when he does expose it, they investigate the person who exposed the fraud versus investigating the fraud taking place. Nobody has trust in them. Their trust is at all-time low because people like me are able to go and
hold on
to the liberal woman calling me an ice age.
Hold on, Nick. We do have one person who absolutely trusts them. Paste. The fuck? Okay, take two. We have one person who does in fact trust in CNN. Oh, I spelled this wrong. Gotcha. Now I see it. CNN does actual reporting. They're like one of the actual few sites that's one of the few that actually cite sources. So you're not smart.
People like me are able to go and talk to the liberal woman calling me an ICE agent outside the daycare, and also talking to the man who's lived there for 8 years who's never seen a child. It's impossible for them to do that.
So you think once boomers go?
Yeah, I think once boomers go and once my grandparents aren't here anymore.
Which we don't want to happen, but it has to happen.
Well, it's just a part of life that people will die.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they have a stranglehold. I mean, talk to. I mean, a bunch of you are Gen Xers. The Gen Xers, no. They held on to that power.
At that point, I think mainstream media will not really be a thing.
So what can we do to avoid the mistakes that mainstream media made in the past? Because at one point they were quite trusted.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. Don't lie.
Point they were quite trusted, but actually, were they? Do we know that the history books are correct when only the victors write the history? And at that time, they didn't have social media to combat with the information at that time.
I'm just talking about like Walter Cronkite, like when there was like two stations and like, you know, there wasn't such a divisive news media corporate competition taking place to where people were competing for views by using pundits and having a 24-hour news cycle. Like when the written word also meant more as well. There was more faith.
Well, I can't speak on that because I wasn't living that generation where you had to get on
You could even go back.
That's wild. That's wild. He wasn't even alive. Or maybe he was alive, but not for Cronkite. But I mean, you know, the late stages of when there was still trust in the mainstream media. Just wasn't even there.
I mean, honestly, the 24-hour news cycle, if you talk to older people like in their 30s and 40s, post 9/11 was pretty much the first time where cable networks.
Oh my God! Oh, please tell me I'm not the only one that heard that and was deeply hurt. Deeply hurt by what I just heard. Nobody? All right. Well, I apologize to the millennials and Gen Xers here.
You could even go back. I mean, honestly, the 24-hour news cycle, if you talk to older people like in their 30s and 40s.
Older people in their 30s and 40s?
Post 9/11 was pretty much the first time where cable networks had to keep their airways on all the time. So they started filling slots with not correspondents and not field pieces, but just pundits. So what they would do is they would get two people who fundamentally disagree and just have them yell at each other for like 2 hours to drive up engagement and keep people watching.
That's not, I mean, okay, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Crossfire, specifically this episode, was one of the best moments of that era of news. Now, I was alive, but I wasn't paying attention to that shit. But this sounds off. Listen again.
Field pieces, but just pundits. So what they would do is they would get two people who fundamentally disagree and just have them yell at each other for like 2 hours to drive up engagement and keep people watching.
And maybe maybe that clip of Crossfire was just a bad example of what he's talking about.
So news kind of became like soap opera. Everything kind of became about engagement, like almost like reality TV. And then gradually trust faded because it became so partisan.
Yeah, I think it's also a sign of the times that we're seeing distrust and we're seeing the world get a little bit crazier as well.
So, I mean, what do you think we need to avoid?
What do we need to avoid? I think we need to call things out for facts. You shouldn't be afraid to say when I ask you, what are Somalians known for?
That's it. That simple. Who just said something? Sense Bartek, you can fuck off. You can fuck right off with that. All right? 40 is middle age. I'm not even close. Well, I am close, but not that close.
You're afraid of your viewers watching this video calling you a racist or Islamophobe.
No, to clarify.
You knew that word, Andrew. You knew you were saying pirate. You knew in your mind.
Okay, that's not why trust faded. Why did trust fade?
You're asking me to think in a stereotypical mind, what do I think comes... what's the first stereotype? You're asking me what's the first stereotype that comes to mind when I think about Somalia.
I said, what are they known for?
They are known by Americans who don't know Somalis.
What are they known across the West for?
Well, the West is very much indoctrinated by Hollywood. I'm just saying I want to wait to answer that before I actually have engaged with...
Make or take?
The community on a level to where I can actually say like they're known for this type of thing.
Well, they're committing 89% of the fraud in Minnesota.
But that wasn't the question. You asked me, hey, what are Somalis known for? And of course, I'm thinking of the movie because it's a Tom Hanks Hollywood blockbuster.
Yeah, but it's a fact.
Wait. Okay, maybe I'm confused. Because you said, because I said, just tell the truth. And you said that's not why trust faded. And then you said lie after lie after lie. I feel like that's kind of the same thing. Am I confused or do we agree?
They're committing some sort of piracy in Minnesota. 89% of the fraud is committed by Somalis. And that's a fact. When we talk about building trust in the future of media, we need to be able to say things for what they are. If Tim Walz goes on TV and calls people like me a white supremacist, it's my responsibility to call Tim Walz. He's enabled this to happen because he's afraid to be called a racist or an Islamophobe. Meanwhile, our generation can't even buy a home. Meanwhile, people are stealing millions of dollars. And he's afraid to say that because he's too afraid of being called a racist or a Islamophobe.
I think the one main issue that I feel like unites the left and the right, at least in a certain income bracket in the U.S., would be affordability.
Yes, 100%.
I think it's probably the main issue that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Deep down, I think that the main difference here is diagnosing how we can get to that point. Because when you're talking about your issue with fraud, you mentioned healthcare being expensive.
Yeah.
So we're all talking about the same thing here. It's just, I think the main difference is how are we going to get there?
And then when we have someone like Elon Musk, the smartest man in the world, who offers his help to get rid of fraud here in the United States, that could potentially cut down prices for healthcare, that could potentially help cut down.
Smartest man? I mean, definitely the most prolific person of our time. But yes or no? Do you think Elon is the smartest man? Did he say in America or in the world?
And when we have someone like Elon Musk, the smartest man in the world, who offers his help to...
Yes or no? Is Elon Musk the smartest man in the world?
Get rid of fraud here in the United States, that could potentially cut down prices for healthcare, that could potentially help cut down the prices for homes, that could potentially give people better wages, and then they go and attack him?
Well, I think one of the biggest problems is also the private sector controls so many of these things like medicine and also real estate. Like, it's not like home prices are going to get knocked down because the government has more money.
It might be able to help people not have to pay so much in taxes.
Yeah.
It might help people to be able to take their dollar to buy the next thing. $120 billion in 2024 going towards fraudulent activity here in the United States. And then we go and attack that person who's trying to combat that.
Well, I guess one of the fundamental questions too
going not to a no, but saying he's not even that smart to begin with. Is that what we're saying? Just another rich. He definitely. I mean, I think the fact that he is. Does he? Is it Asperger or whatever? The fact that he is autistic or whatever. I do think that presents a front of not being as smart, but also he's kind of doofy. He's just kind of doofy. Any film said, I would say he's the smartest high-profile person in the world. I'm sure there's folks that are smarter. We just have no idea who they are. I would completely agree with that. What else we got? Arguing. All right.
Mentioned early on in the interview is like, do you trust the government to handle a surplus in tax revenue if fraud is eliminated?
Say that question.
Like, let's say like fraud is totally eliminated and the government has like an extra stipend of money that they have that they could technically redistribute to things like making medicine cheaper and helping us pay rent.
Oh, I completely agree with them.
You think that the government would actually do that? Like, do you think they would genuinely invest in social programs that help change the affordability crisis?
I think so. And that kind of goes back to having like faith that we hope our politicians are going to do better and work for us and us not be working for them. Trump's the only president of our lifetime who's actually not even collecting a salary other than...
All right, I'll give you that. He's barely the smartest person in the Somali daycare center. Good one. Yes, the constitutional republic is very clearly and obviously not a true democracy. Smart, probably not the smartest, but definitely good at making money. Well, so are the low IQ Somalis. So, must not have PayPal. I think the implication is that these ideas were already there, and then he got behind them after the fact. Over to the Verdes. There's a lot going on over there, guys. I know that the chat is usually there. I'm gonna email StreamYard about that. But lots going on the vertical stream.
Trump's the only president of our lifetime who's actually not even collecting a salary other than what people will say he's feeding his ego. Well, he's actually not even...
No. You are in the right place. Shout out to Warehouse for another treat for Sir Morty. And of course, every donation comes with a treat for the Overlord. He won't even move his neck. It's got to be directly in front of his face because he is the Overlord. Thank you so very, very much. And of course, that makes you the new sole sponsor of the stream. Thank you. Well, we'll like tonight, huh? All right.
Not even collecting a salary.
Oh, well,
Other than what people will say he's feeding his ego. Well, he's actually not even taking a salary. He's lost money. He's been attacked. He's been nearly shot and killed twice.
Okay, but like we understand that he has assets. He could sell a bajillion different things and have money. Come on.
Twice. He's had, I think, was it 2 or 3 assassination attempts? I want to say 3. The guy in Pennsylvania, the guy at his golf course, and there's another one. And people want to keep demonizing Trump like he's some sort of devil. He's not.
I thought he was still talking about Elon. Wait, let me hear that again.
Our politicians are going to do better and work for us and us not be working for them. Trump's the only president of our lifetime who's actually not even collecting a salary other than what people will say he's feeding his ego. Well, he's actually not even taking a salary. He's lost money. He's been attacked. He's been nearly shot and killed twice. He's had, I think, was it 2 or 3 assassination attempts? I want to say 3. The guy in Pennsylvania, the guy at his golf course, and there's another one. And people want to keep demonizing Trump like he's some sort of...
What was the other one? Was it a 3rd attempt? I don't remember that. Hey, Warehouse again. Indeed, he is a king. Your food, I am just your jester, sir. Thank you so very, very much. Out sponsoring yourself. Very much appreciated. Full Metal Chat said, now you're making more money than Trump did as president, technically. There you go. I'm richer than Trump. Let's go. I wish. Constant, like I just said, Elon Musk. Without him, you would not have PayPal. You would not have SpaceX. You would not have Tesla. And I agree with that. Even if people are saying he didn't come up with the idea that, this is the whole Steve Wozniak versus Steve Jobs type thing. And I mean, they're both important, but you can't downplay the importance of a Steve Jobs. A indie film. Oh my goodness. It's definitely been longer than that. That's why you can't let your shit slip. You gotta stay up there. I think you even still, you are the longest running disciple. So thank you so very, very much. All right. What else we got here? Anything important? Talking to yourselves. All right, let's dive right back in.
In Pennsylvania, the guy at his golf course, and there's another one. And people want to keep demonizing Trump like he's some sort of devil. He's not even taking a salary. He wants to put tariffs on other countries with the goal of hoping that we can have more money. And actually, with that tariff income, he's even given military a bonus for Christmas.
Yeah.
And people are saying tariffs are bad. Why should we be paying more money than Indonesia for sending stuff into our country?
We shouldn't.
So, like,
it's also like
we shouldn't at all. 1 second. Oh my God. Why is this thing? Anyway. Hey, Indie Film, the 30-month member with a $4 super chat saying, no question, no comment, just pure love of the puppy. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much, sir. And I think you guys are tied, right? We got 2 co-sponsors. We got 6 and 4. So no, Warehouse still stays sponsor of the stream. Thank you guys so very, very much.
More money than Indonesia for sending stuff into our country.
It's a good question.
So,
but
like,
it's also like if Trump's cutting all these different social programs and stuff, who's to say that if he had more money, he would reinvest in the people?
He's not. For instance, when people say he's cutting out funding for food stamps, he's telling people, all right, you're on it for this amount of time, but you need to be showing that you're trying to get off it. Trump is actually incentivizing people to go make a better life for themselves. He's even giving children, he's showing kids how to invest money at a younger age through the stock accounts he's created for him. Michael Dell.
A Warehouse Junkie signing up as a member. Of course, you're already in the Discord, right? And I think you still have your free membership privileges. So I will make sure just put something in the Discord chat so that I can make sure that you have your permissions. But thank you, and welcome to being a disciple of the Indian Jesus. Oh yeah, you just I got you. Thank you so very, very much, sir. And that does count towards the goal.
Invest money at a younger age through the stock accounts he's created for him. Michael Dell, the owner of Dell, he gave each child, like, I think $250 so they can see how to invest their money. Right now, you're seeing more people who actually have the power to make a change in America than ever before get involved in the politics. And not because they want to, but because they've been forced to. But then you see people come after them for it. I don't know what you're going to title this video.
Nick Shirley interview.
Okay, sick. Yeah, but I just think there's so many issues in the United States right now, and we can actually go out and combat them. We can combat the immigration crisis. We can say that illegal migrants should not be here. The word is illegal. If you're going to come after me for exposing fraud, something is morally wrong with your brain, where you've gotten to the point where you think fraud is good.
That perspective is probably more like these people are socioeconomically disadvantaged.
They're not, though. They're here in America. We all have the same opportunity. They're Somalian Americans.
Well, there's pretty significant funding and financial disparities between areas in the U.S.
Well,
hey, he's 15 years old and he might not make it through the year. So if he goes out happy, then I will be happy.
81% of Somalians are on welfare.
But welfare doesn't necessarily cover everything. As long as they give you a ridiculous amount of money.
But they have the same opportunity I do when I wake up in the morning to go create the best life I can possibly create for myself. Everybody has the same opportunity if you're a United States citizen. Whether you're Black, Mexican, Asian. I mean, look at your crew filming right now. You have a Asian, Japanese man. I don't know who he is. You have a Mexican with the face tat.
Look at that Mexican and all the opportunity he's got. And what about him?
He's a white American with face tattoos, and he's working just with you.
Yeah.
So the fact that people think that they don't have the same opportunity or they can't go create a lifestyle they want, I don't believe in that. I've never worked for anybody in my entire life. I've created everything I have.
Nate, where in the Constitution does it say that everybody has the right to vote?
Who knows what I can do in the next 20 years.
Yeah, same here. I'm 28. So maybe you and I will
what's your plans for the future, Andrew?
Man.
Do you want to make YouTube videos until you're like 60?
Yeah, I want to make YouTube videos until I'm 85.
That'd be sick.
So what do you want to do in the future? What's the long-term plan?
Long-term plan would be, I think what you just saw is actually creating change inside of America. A video that actually created change.
There you go. People actually, and this is what I was saying, that I had, this was, maybe like when I first started, and I was saying, I think as Gen Z gets to this age, we're going to see, maybe not all of them, maybe not a long list of, everything that they all need to do, but there's going to be some of them that are like, I'm done with this bullshit. They're going to break the mold and they're going to set a new standard. And hey, Nick is one of those. And I mean, I'd argue Charlie was, I don't know if we consider Charlie like a young millennial or an older Gen Z, but that.
And so I like to continue making the world a better place, whether it be through cutting off fraud or speaking out against corruption or helping the old lady next to me.
And are you ever worried the Matrix will come for you if you continue to accrue power and influence?
Well, they are. Like when you say the Matrix, like I think that's like the mainstream media or people, but like who do you think the Matrix is?
I think it's the C-suites of the corporations that own the Matrix.
Oh, we're talking about that. So the amendment that says we could vote says that we could vote. Usually when people say it's in the Constitution, we mean like the Constitution itself, not the later amendments, because those can be changed very easily, as we are all pushing for right now. That's not that, yeah. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, they can try, but that's why I think it's so important that we have platforms like X. Say the mainstream media hates you, you can still make a business off of people who support you.
Oh, whoa, we got thrown down the gauntlet. We are halfway to $30. If we get to $30, any film will drop the other $45, not only getting Morty his special treat, but then you guys force me to do push-ups. And I am tiny, I am puny. Look at this. I need your help. Any film. The GOAT. Is
there any coverage that you regret at all?
Yeah, there actually is some coverage I think I've like messed up on. Or not that I necessarily messed up on, but maybe not have been totally informed, which is hard because when you're making a YouTube video every single week, you just can't be like the expert on every topic. So there was a time when I went to Ukraine and I made a video and I was missing, I kind of like geographically, I'm from Utah, so all the mountains.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. The big 50. Holy moly. Balling out. We got a whole handful for Morty there. Oh my goodness. Guys. Thank you so very, very much, brother. The big $50. I don't even know what to say. The fact that you would sit here and not only be part of the stream, part of the conversation, but open up your wallet and give me your hard-earned money, bro, that means so much to me. Thank you very, very much. And of course, remaining the sponsor of the stream. Thank you. Let's fucking party.
I was missing, I kind of like geographically, I'm from Utah, so all the mountains and stuff, like north, south. And someone when I was in Ukraine, they asked me like, do you want to go to where the first place where Russia invaded, which was a place called Busha? And I didn't know like whether I was north, south, west. And then somebody interviewed me after, because I had criticized where U.S. tax dollars were going. Somebody interviewed me after asking me.
I appreciate that, brother. I've been plugging away, and I'm very niche. I'm not reporting the news. I'm kind of doing my own thing. So when you guys say that, it really does mean a lot. Let's give it a dilly to warehouse junkie. Thank you so much for the support. This is how we got. Nope. Whoa. We're still $10 away. But hey, I'm cool with taking the 65 and not having to do any push-ups. That's up to you guys. I'm cool to take your money and run. But if you want to see me suffer, we're that close.
I criticized where U.S. tax dollars were going. Somebody interviewed me after asking me, did you go to the east? And I said, well, yeah, I went to Busha. I thought that's where Russia initially invaded. That was one of the main places they invaded before trying to go to Kyiv. So that was like a mistake on my end. And I felt so bad after that. But it was just a mistake that we had made, and I just made it publicly. It didn't make me want to do YouTube less. It was just a learning lesson, which is hard for people to have an actual learning lesson publicly.
Yeah, I think in any realm that you're not going to be perfect. And so, if Guamtech was here, I'd use the perfect example. There you go. That was just an extra one sitting on the desk. I don't know where that came from. But the notion that, wait, what did you just say?
Do YouTube less. It was just a learning lesson.
Yeah. So if you're going to put yourself out there publicly, there's going to be times where you miss. You're not going to be on point all the time. That's just not how life works. And so, you know, you got to just take your hits and take the L's when you have them and learn from them. Don't expect to be perfect. Just learn. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. A big 45 after the others. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. From our 30-month subscriber. Or member, not just subscriber. Thank you so very, very much. And you guys know what that means, right? You guys know what that means. Special treat! Let's go! Yeah! Oh! For the birdies?
Shadows gather where the truth once stood. A kingdom of confusion carved out of falsehood. Body walks through the ruins like a prophet reborn. A voice once in fire. A mic on this
Thank you so very, very much. He will very, very much enjoy that a lot more than I will enjoy doing push-ups. But hopefully you guys enjoy that. Thank you so very, very much. And like we say, the party rages on.
Made it publicly. It didn't make me want to do YouTube less. It was just a learning lesson, which is hard for people to have an actual learning lesson publicly.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd actually like to ask you a question.
What's that?
What do you think about Trump?
I don't like him.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, do I think that he is
interesting? I think another aspect of the Gen Z getting older and starting to realize what's actually happening is that they're not going to see everything in that binary anymore. And again, I'm talking about the good ones. They're not going to see that you have to be on this team or that team. It's just going to be whoever I fucks with, I fucks with. You don't have to be sucking down everything that Trump says, or you don't have to hate everything that Trump says. Well done. Again, guys, thank you so very, very much for all of the donations. Of course, every new donation now gets Morty a refill. And again, every $2 is a push-up that I have to do at the end of this stream.
I don't like him.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, do I think that he is somebody who's going to fundamentally change the structure of the U.S. for the better? I don't think so.
So do you think just by like flooding the country with 20 million people helped us with affordability? It's not a human right to receive citizenship here. If anything, it's an opportunity if you get it, and you got to follow the rules for it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
So I think sympathy towards people who want to come in here has in a lot of ways destroyed the opportunities for our generation.
I think if sympathy overpowers your ability to look at a situation objectively, that would be an example of you kind of being like hypnotized by the wrong sources of information. But I think you can have sympathy for people struggling with their daily life.
It's just simple supply and demand. If you have 20 million people who need to come and buy a house or rent an apartment, and you have other people who need it, you're going to raise the prices.
Landlords have been raising the prices systematically since the 1980s. I mean, the reason you can't buy a house is not because of an immigrant. I mean, they want us to think that because it's an easier scapegoat.
Well, if you look at the graphs, when you receive all this immigration, the price of homes has gone up more than normal.
I don't think those two things are connected. If you look at
just based off simple supply and demand,
those you can.
If you bring in 20 million people, they have to be able to sleep in 20 at least.
Resources are finite.
10 million different locations.
Yeah, but we have 340 million people. I mean, I'm just saying home values rising and rent rising is a result of like greedy developers, landlords doing price gouging, so many factors. Like I'm from Seattle, a city with not that much immigration from the border. And since 2013, before all of this stuff, like rent had doubled because of Amazon moving their corporate campus downtown.
And H-1B visas and all that stuff.
No, I'm saying Amazon as a tech company themselves bulldozed my home neighborhood, built apartments for their workers who are legal, and most of them are from the US, but from surrounding suburbs. And none of us could afford to live. So we had to all move to other low-income areas around, or just build our own way and move into an RV like I did. So I don't think there's a correlation between home values rising and migrants coming.
I think that would be very stupid to not be able to come to the conclusion that supply and demand is really rising prices.
I mean, it's fair to say, okay, I don't think that is the primary factor, because we got BlackRock, we got China, we got all that stuff. That's fair. But to say that has nothing, it's not connected to illegal immigration? Come on.
Landlords raise prices when rich people move in because they go, oh, we got some big bucks in town, like in Aspen or somewhere.
But just a normal sized home that used to cost $200,000 now costs $300,000.
So you're saying real estate developers see like a bunch of migrants rolling in town, they go, let's jack these prices up. These Venezuelans are rolling in cash.
And then the billionaires are able to come and buy the house.
I mean, yeah, because they not just like with I'll come back to that. Just like with colleges. College used to be a thing that you could work a part-time job and pay for college. Then the government started paying for college, and colleges were like, well, since the government's going to foot the bill, let's raise the price. How much is it now? Why would it be any different? Why would it be any different? I'm assuming this is going back to Trump, where I said, I like what he's doing domestically, and I agree with tariffs and AI export laws, but his general foreign policy, especially towards allies, leaves a lot to be desired for me. Well said. Well said. Agree. Talking to each other. Yes, indeed. Close the border. If nothing else, can you admit that he closed the border? I mean, I think that's not really up for debate. Yeah. Simple supply and demand. Wait, who's from Seattle? I'm definitely born radicalized.
In town, they go, let's jack these prices up. These Venezuelans are rolling in cash.
And then the billionaires are able to come and buy the houses, and it causes the rent to go up, and they're able to charge certain prices. And a migrant can then move in with 8 other migrants, and they can afford rent, versus the one person who has a family with 2 children can't go and get that house because
rent is going up because the richest people in the country don't care about people like you and I, and they're interested in making as much profit as they can and keeping us as poor as possible for as long as they possibly can until regular.
Okay, so that I just saw a clue as to why it's like, when you put this guy on the screen,
us as poor as possible for as long.
When you put this guy on the screen, you guys know who this is, right? It's so embarrassing, but in my Never Trump days, I was like, oh, this guy's fucking brilliant.
Stupid.
I was just retarded.
You and I, and they're interested in making as much profit as they can and keeping us as poor as possible for as long as they possibly can until regular people can figure out how to get control and get a foothold in the government.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's been here, and it's mostly been about what Nick is saying and basic things that are true. But his liberal is showing, his Seattle is showing.
Can until regular people can figure out how to get control and get a foothold in the government. I think that they want us to blame.
I don't think that we needed to bomb Iran, and I don't think we needed to go in Venezuela. The fact that they went well is an afterthought, or is not an afterthought, but it's a bonus. Like, great that it so far everything's going good, and yeah, stopping with Ukraine and all that stuff is great. But specifically talking about Israel, Iran, and Venezuela. I mean, again, not saying I prefer Kamala or anything like that, but just, not my favorite.
Migrants, because it's easier for them because they don't threaten their power either. So if they can keep us bickering about whether or not this migrant group got here the right way, then nothing will ever change, and we're just going to be here forever.
I would beg to differ, but I do think there is corruption within the billionaire class here inside the United States. Just on a matter-of-fact basis, that the issue of supply and demand instantly comes into place when you bring in 20 million people.
If anything, wouldn't they lower the rent?
No, because then they have...
What? How would that lower the rent? How would that lower the rent? If I was Nick, I'd be like, wait. What is it that you think supply and demand means?
In a place where you bring in 20 million people.
If anything, wouldn't they lower the rent?
No, because then they have more competition, and they can raise the prices.
I just don't think that...
like capitalism.
When you bring in 10 million people, there needs to be 10 million locations. Not 10 million. There needs probably 2 million. Still, that's a lot of infrastructure to be up. That's a lot of building to take place. They're going to be able to raise. It's just a supply and demand issue.
No. Well, what do you mean by capable? Capable of nukes or capable of enriching to a certain amount? Because no, I don't prefer that. But that's an issue that, if we get there, then we get there. But that's not where we were.
Yeah, I just think we fundamentally disagree on that, knowing how just greedy developers are in general.
If people aren't able to afford it, then they get they have to get Section 8, and then they get stuck in that system where if you make more than $40,000, you're going to lose your Section 8. And then if you go and do better, like the lower class is trapped here inside the United States because
the middle class has been erased by corporatization.
Yeah, and so
the small business sector has been gutted since Reagan.
Yeah, there's a huge issue.
Yeah, no, obviously I don't want that. But the question implies that the only way was to bomb them, and I don't accept that. Now, I don't know enough about how all that shit works to be able to say, no, we should have done this instead. Just focus on my fucking point. We should have done this instead. I'm not smart enough to know, but I don't like that bombing people is just the first option.
Issue with affordability and housing, and I think we'd be in a better place if we didn't just let in 10 million people through our borders.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. I hope that you're right, because that's what Trump is doing. You know, if the border is closed and in 15 years, everybody my age is just living happily in a three-bedroom family home.
Prices will continue to go up because they go up over time, but at the rate that they were going up was unacceptable, and it screwed over me and your generation. Like, how are people supposed to be?
What is this? So we've got the median U.S. home sale price and income. So this is the price of homes.
So by home,
the income.
Exactly.
Stagnant.
Do you think closing the border will make it so we can buy it?
I don't know if this is a debate, but he's certainly cooking. The kids say.
Well, the effects are already in place. The inflation already went up. The houses and the prices have gone up, and the wasteful spending has increased as well. And who's profiting? The billionaires and the politicians.
Well, I think they have a vested interest in making sure.
And the NGOs.
Changes.
I don't think so. I think there's bad billionaires, and I think there's good billionaires in this world. And I think a lot of billionaires are trying to make a lot of change here in this world. And I think they create a lot of opportunity. You talk about Amazon. Well, Amazon also employs hundreds of thousands of people here inside the United States.
Who do you think are the three most benevolent billionaires?
Yeah, and I remember when AOC chased out the Amazon warehouse, whatever it was that was going to be in her district. Lots of jobs gone.
What do you mean by the word benevolent? United States.
Who do you think are the three most benevolent billionaires?
What do you mean by the word benevolent?
Just well-intentioned, positive billionaires who you think are creating, net positive societal progress.
Trump, our president. I think he's a good one.
Yup.
I think Elon Musk. I think what he's doing is creating innovation. He provides lots of jobs to people. I think that's a good one. And then the third one, I'd have to think about that. Like, I think David Sachs, he's looking for innovation inside of AI and crypto.
Not too familiar with this guy.
I think that's a good thing to be happening. I think that all the guys on the All In podcast, I had a conversation with them on their podcast. I think they're looking out for the best of America. And I think a lot of the people I think a lot of the billionaires are actually trying to make a difference in this world with their money they have, because you don't need $1 billion and
yeah, join the Discord. Join the Discord. Actually, for the birdies, let me drop that link one more time. Again, guys, it is absolutely free to join the Discord. So it's absolutely free. Hang out, chit chat, all of that stuff. But we got a bunch of extra stuff, including the after party. So as soon as we're done here, we're going to head over there, but we don't have to worry about any TOS, YouTube censorship, and you're not stuck in the chat. You're on screen with me and everybody else. You don't have to cam up, but you will be able to say your piece. So come on through.
You're trying to make a difference in this world with their money they have, because you don't need $1 billion, and they know that they are able to use their resources.
Well, then
to create change.
Why do they virtually get taxed almost nothing, while the basically bottom 99% have to give solid 20-30% of our income to the state?
Yeah, it's unfair for us. And but that's also how businesses are set up. So if you're running a business, Elon Musk, they had to actually add on an extra number inside the IRS so he could pay taxes.
Yeah.
So people are mad at him for making money.
Yeah. I mean, I fundamentally hope that everything you're saying is true, just so you know.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah,
I hope we all have the best interest in society and for our people, because the affordability is insane and people can't buy houses. And if we're talking about creating change, we need to let innovation prosper inside the United States.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing it. We're not seeing innovation. In fact, we're seeing fraudsters take our money.
In Minneapolis, but there's innovation happening elsewhere, right?
Yes, but there's so many restraints happening. Like, when have you seen an American city? What American city is prospering right now?
Austin.
Name another one.
El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, Texas is prospering.
Yeah.
That's about it.
So Nashville's doing good.
Texas is Texas.
Phoenix is doing good. Basically, any place with low state tax is.
Phoenix doing well? I feel like that's where all of this immigration border crisis stuff started.
It's getting a lot of.
In any place that's not Democrat.
I don't know about that. I mean,
name a Democrat city that's prospering right now.
Well, it would have to be one that's affordable.
Name one.
Denver.
Why are you smirking? It's not prospering. Denver's not prospering either. Yeah, so I think what you're seeing is the right is looking to have innovation, looking to succeed, and you're seeing left locations like Democrat-ran cities not prospering. In fact, they're going backwards.
Those are also the most expensive cities. And they generate the large majority of the tax revenue for the entire country. The San Francisco Bay Area, which is a blue city, probably generates more tax.
Shout out to Nylar Sensei, who just joined the Discord. And guys, I forgot to say, if you join while the stream is still going, you get a free day pass to come and hang out in the after party for free.
Revenue that's used for programs in the entire American South, excluding Atlanta.
That probably tells you why there's so much corruption, why there's so much bad, because you use the word programs.
Not programs.
Anyone said Elon paid $11 billion in taxes 1 year. If you think you pay $11 billion in 1 year in taxes, you don't have to pay any more income taxes. You're done. Fair. Very fair. I'm pretty sure Texas and Tennessee and Florida both have no state income tax. Delaware as well. I gotta move. I gotta get out of this fucking state.
All tax revenues, so highways, basically every single thing that we need taxable subsidies for. So these are our economic powerhouses. Like even money made in a blue state still cycles back on a federal level to benefit, everything that we use tax money for. The post office, fire stations, cops and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's like,
why is California trying to essentially push out the billionaires by imposing another 5% tax on these people? When billionaires are literally the one who create opportunities and they create jobs for people. Yet the people who you support, because you say you're left-leaning, are the ones pushing them out.
Well, billionaires are choosing to leave because they don't want to pay an extra 5%, which should kind of tell you what billionaires are about, right?
Yeah, because they're not able to then pay their employees as much.
I think they'd be able to pay.
$1 billion is not a difference of $2 billion to a billionaire. You can't, if you have $1 billion, that you can buy a $10 million house, you can buy a $20 million house. There's no difference. The thing is they're going to face different restrictions inside of a Democrat-ran state than they are in a Republican state. That's why they all moved to Texas.
Yeah.
That's why now Elon Musk, he left. He moved to Texas.
Yeah, they're moving to Texas to save money because they don't want their money to be taken and go to the poor.
Yep.
No. And what happens in California?
Yeah, and I think this is important because of the fact that this was the guy that interviewed Hunter Biden about the laptop and all that stuff. That gave him a certain level of credibility. And okay, that's there is a level of credibility there, but it doesn't mean that we're aligned. It just means that he's got connections.
$24 billion went missing, Andrew.
Oh, yeah. I agree with you that Gavin Newsom and the NGO industrial complex is embezzling the funds. But those, to me, I know this is probably going to sound crazy, I view them as not necessarily having the best interests of the people in mind.
Yeah, and those are the people you support.
I don't vote for California Democrats.
You're supporting the left. And right now you have the opportunity to support people who are actually trying to create innovation, change the country. You have the opportunity to. So does everyone watching this video. And if you think that deporting an illegal migrant is wrong, the word is illegal. If you think cracking down on fraud is bad, the word is fraud. If you think cracking down on the word corruption is wrong, the word's corruption. If you think a girl should be able to play, or a boy should be able to play in a female sport, it's a girl or it's a boy playing against girls. What society benefits have come from the left?
We haven't had a sizable leftist political party in American history.
You had Joe Biden.
Liberals. Centrist liberals defending elite interests.
And you had Obama.
Centrist liberal defending elite interests.
So who are you going to support?
This is a similar thing that, the issue that I was alluding to with being a libertarian, and where you can all, because we all agree that government is bad, but sometimes necessary, at least to some extent, then you're always in the position of being morally justified because no, that's bad. It should be this. But nothing that you propose is actually realistic. And so you get to sit on your high horse. Well, I'm better than everybody because I said we should do it this way, and they're actually doing it that way. But it don't work like that. I wish it did. Shout out to London, England. Top of the morning to you. Oh, well, thank you. Welcome to the party. Blue states pay the majority of tax revenue. Red states receive more money from the government than they pay. Red states are welfare states. And why Why is that? Is it because most of the people in the rural areas are doing that? Or is it just like the crime rate because of the cities, the Democrat-run cities in the red states, pull down the entire state?
To support somebody.
You're telling me that if you...
Yeah, and same shit. America!
Can point me in the right direction of a guy, but I don't see...
Stuff's happening right now. People can't afford houses right now. And then you're talking about
who am I gonna vote
people
for?
moving out of California.
No, I support,
you're talking about programs.
I support...
That's the reason why it's California's one of the most expensive states in America.
I support voting on a local level especially. I think that's probably the most important thing you can do. So I support voting on a local level for sure.
Definitely vote in your local elections. Hey, Warehouse Junkie again. So first he gets the treat from the super chat. Thank you. Oh, just munching on the crumbs there. And then in addition,
We sit in a world unaware when the overlord stalls at the edge of the frame. The faithful rise up, they already know his name. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of John
I think I put too much. All right. Too much. It's gonna fall.
He stands in the fall of a world misled, thinking truth from the wreckage.
Thank you. So very much. Never too much. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking run out before the stream ends, though. Thank you. Let's party on.
Level especially. I think that's probably the most important thing you can do. So I support voting on a local level for sure.
And if we want to create change nationally, if you have to support somebody, you have to choose.
Now we have to choose.
So if you have to choose between the Democrats and Republicans.
Well, you just said yourself that the corporate media machine is on the verge of collapse. What makes you think the two-party electoral system is going to last any longer?
Quite frankly, it'll be impossible for an independent group at this point in time. Mm-hmm. I think in 50 years, when the boomers are gone, mainstream media will die. But as of right now, they're still going to thrive. And right now, in this moment of time, we have to choose who's going to create the most innovation and change and make America a more prosperous country.
Birmingham? Montgomery? I don't know. This is just off the top of my head, but that's how that works.
But Trump can't even release the Epstein files.
He has released them.
No. Wait. No. As you can see, it's the Indian Jesus. Thank you. Very, very much. Welcome to the party.
And he did react, and that's his Achilles heel, is this Epstein file thing.
Yeah.
So we can't do anything about that. But what we can do is talk about fraud. We can talk about homelessness. We can talk about all of our money going to, we can talk about going back to fraud, about 7% of our taxes going to fraud. We can talk about how $24 billion went missing for homelessness in California and how they're incentivized to keep people homeless so they can continue receiving money from the state.
Yeah, that's all true.
Right? Mm-hmm. So we can actually do stuff that creates change. We can't tell Trump to go release the Epstein files. And it's just because you support...
We can, but clearly ain't fucking listening.
Support Trump doesn't mean you support everything he does. But he's the man in office right now, and you do need to think who's going to be able to create the change. And how are we supposed to be able to do it?
Well, he's in office, so I'm saying now is the chance to prove to people like me and like other people that positive change can happen. And if he does, it's Team Trump forever.
I would say he's trying to.
Yeah.
But
and see, this is where I'm like, is he trying to? I at this point, I'm not sure. Legitimately, I'm not sure if he's more focused on fixing the country versus, ensuring his legacy. Before, it was very clear. It's become less clear in this year.
You're seeing what happens when he says he wants to go deport illegal migrants, leftist judge block his orders, or when he wants to deploy the National Guard to Chicago to make it a safer place, Democrats weaponize it. Like, do you agree that Chicago's a safe place? Would you agree that the west side or south side of Chicago is a safe place?
I think that the west side and the south side are not safe places. However, I'm not sure how deploying the National Guard to that particular ICE facility out west is going to change the situations in O Block or somewhere like that.
Okay, so
stopping the crime.
Take a look at Memphis, for instance. They allowed the National Guard to go in there. Or if you take a look at Washington, D.C., they allowed the National Guard to go in there, and crime significantly went down. In 2025, murders are the lowest they've been in years.
Well, they've been declining steadily since '94.
It's the lowest they've been in years.
One thing I want to push back on, too, is the conservative narrative that America was at its most dangerous point before Trump started cracking down. If you look at a graph, homicides have been trending downward since the mid to late 90s for a long time. We're actually in the safest time. Every single year gets more safe than the last. And of course, there are certain cities like St. Louis, Baltimore, Memphis that will always have some degree of violence, but things are not
This is Tennessee, right? Memphis, Tennessee.
that bad in the U.S. as far as gun violence goes. They're really getting a lot better. So if things continue, I think that we'll gradually be able to root out the problem.
If you look at the graph, it's an exponential drop in violence here in the United States.
I wouldn't say exponential. I mean, I think
it's a
if
pretty
you look
large
at the video we did about Baltimore, that they were able to cut homicides in half, and Trump didn't send anybody there. They did it all, inside the community.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. It is amazing. I wish we could do that more, but they don't. So what does that leave us?
Cheers for Baltimore for doing that. Maybe if places in Chicago took that same initiative, it would happen, but they're not. So therefore, we have to trust the people in office who have the power to actually go make a change and to send a National Guard and to actually use them to make that place a safer place.
So what would they do in a place like South Chicago where you have like 50 blocks that are in food deserts with no health care?
If you had a National Guard man patrolling the streets, do you think young gangsters would feel emboldened to go and steal from the gas station?
Yeah.
Like, we have the military, we have them, we have law enforcement, we have laws. People haven't always been walking around in shiesties and shooting people up.
But here, so Luz is saying he's done more in the past few months than Biden or the Democrat Party's done in 20 years. If that's all you guys are hanging your hat on is Epstein, oh Lord, we're in trouble. What do you mean all your, what do you mean like hanging your hat on? Meaning what? Are you under the impression that I liked Trump and now I hate Trump because of Epstein? Or is it completely fucking reasonable to have somebody who was very much behind the exposing of PDFs, and then something happens and he switches around and like, no, that's stupid. Why do you even care about that? If you are somebody who says, yes, because of Epstein, I wish I had voted for what's her face. If that's what you're saying, then yeah, I think we're in trouble. But just having an idea of the president is not perfect, I think the opposite leads to trouble.
Shooting people, the shiesties came from Pooh Shiesty, who, by the way, is free now, and he's back in Memphis, so the homicides might be going up.
They're actually going down because the National Guard was there in Memphis.
Well, I heard his song, and he said the war's back on, whatever, but that's probably not reflective of the data.
So, like, everything we're talking about, like, they're trying to make a difference here in the United States, and we should also be trying to create change with our platforms and with our journalism. What I just did is I exposed fraud, and within I think it was the second next.
Listening's not your strong suit, is it? Because they literally just agreed with what you said. They literally just agreed that it's going down since the 90s. I don't know what timeline you're in, but Trump wasn't president in the 90s.
They freeze funding for childcare in Minnesota until a business can prove they're legit. All they have to do is prove they're legit. But no business has been able to send them proof of legitimacy inside of Minnesota. What does that tell you?
But you mentioned the ABC Learning Center in particular.
Yes.
And I mentioned that they did, I'm not sure if this is real or not, but they did release footage of kids entering and exiting the building during operating hours on the same day that you guys were there.
And their capacity is for 40 children. In that video, there was 12 children, and that place receives $1 million.
But you do admit there was kids.
Yes, and I don't doubt that there are kids inside of some of these daycares. It'd be very
Me too.
Stupid of a business receiving millions of dollars and not to show face with a few kids. It'd be very stupid.
Do you see also how some people could say that you pull up with a couple dudes in cameras and they would get suspicious and not want to let you guys inside?
I can understand that, but they should be able to say, and when I ask the question, how do I enroll my son, little Joe, into daycare?
Well, there's probably not that many Somali kids named Joe.
Right. That's why I was looking for the video of the lady who did this, acting like this is how daycares are. That they'll crack open the door and be like, "What do you want? What do you want?" That's not how businesses are run, especially not businesses that are $1 million businesses.
In Minneapolis.
Okay, so then why is only For Joey, why is it only for Somalians inside these daycares? Where's the white little kids inside these daycares?
Maybe they don't go to like federally funded daycares. They get probably taken by their white parents to.
So who's being robbed?
So yeah. White people are always rich enough to pay for their own. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
Somalians inside these daycares. Where's the white little kids inside these daycares?
Maybe they don't go to like federally funded daycares. They get probably taken by their white parents to.
So who's being robbed?
I suppose in this premise, the taxpayer.
All of us.
Yes. The hardworking taxpayer.
Yes.
While Somalians are taking and committing 89% of the fraud in Minnesota.
Have you ever personally been defrauded?
I have.
What happened?
I gave a man money thinking that he was going to give me back on a loan, and he never did.
Did you try to pursue any judicial means to get accountability for that?
In the process right now.
Wow. That'd be a crazy full circle moment.
That'd be pretty dope. I mean, like, yeah, I've been defrauded, but like, by like drug dealers and stuff.
Don't you see this as potentially being a story that really evolves into a probe of the Democratic establishment in Minnesota and how they're kind of sloppily just allocating all these different federal and state funds as opposed to specifically highlighting the Somali community?
Okay, which ones are we talking about? Which daycare? What is it called? Which the ones that you went to? What is it called? We'll look it up.
Or do you see it as both?
89% of the fraud is being committed by Somalians.
Where exactly is that statistic from?
You can pull it up on the screen. You'll find it.
I just want to know where it's from.
You want me to find it right now?
For sure. Just so I don't know. I believe you. I just want to make sure we have the exact.
Right here. Yeah, and it's not racist to say it. Probably. And when I go to the daycares, there's not a single white person running any of these daycares. Not a single white woman opened up the door. A lot of them could barely even speak English. Yeah. Then you also have another issue with it is these people are Muslim. Muslims literally have 4 wives. And inside of these daycares, who's all working inside the daycare? Woman.
As far as the wives go, that's not a thing in Utah.
It's not a thing in Utah.
That's a negative stereotype.
Negative stereotype. How many wives would you like to have?
As many as God will give me.
I grew up with 2 mothers and I absolutely loved it.
The general population, 99% of the population in Utah, do not. That's why also going back to the point of being called why we don't call ourselves Mormons.
All right, we're gonna have to fact check that because of the fact that Andrew put those clips in. Because obviously, you're going to find people with any group that has a different opinion. So we will go to our good friend ChatGPT. And so wait, what? Let me see. What? Okay. So we'll say what percentage of the LDS Church is okay with multiple wives? All right. So best available information. The LDS prohibits polygamy, and members who practice it are excommunicated. Polygamy was officially ended in 1890 and reaffirmed as prohibited in 1904. 86% self-identified as Mormons say polygamy is morally wrong. 11 say it is not a moral issue, and only 2% say it is morally acceptable. Andrew, that was a little shisty. This is a little shisty.
Stereotype. How many wives would you like to have?
As many as God will give you.
I grew up with 2 mothers and I absolutely loved it.
So you get 2 examples that could literally be half of the percentages. I'm joking, but
the general population, 99% of the population in Utah, do not. That's why also going back to the point of being called why we don't call ourselves Mormons, because you can misconceptualize that with groups that left the original Church of Jesus Christ.
Well, I would argue that less than 1% of Muslims in America have more than a single wife.
I don't know. Their religion allows them to have it. Maybe if they are, good for them. But that is a thing that they are able to have 4 wives. It's in their religion. And it's not, again.
Don't forget about the 72 virgins. All you got to do.
Against the law.
I'm just saying, when's the last time you seen a Muslim guy with just 4 wives?
Well, they
don't go outside, motherfucker.
Treat their woman differently. You'll never see a man. You'll never see a Muslim man praying side by side with his wife. They're treated differently.
So you feel like there's societal and cultural differences that make people from Islamic.
I know
societies incompatible with the U.S.
Yes.
I think if you ask.
Yeah. Well, at least at this rate, if we were bringing people in at a rate where they couldn't balkanize and have these little communities of their own, and they actually were forced to assimilate, then hey, whatever floats your fucking boat. America first. Ooh, good idea. How about the same question for Muslims in America? Smart. Where I said I think throwing around statistics without definable sources is a bad move. Well, again, I mean, yeah, true, but I mean, I think just off the top, we could see that even if there is some, and I mean, they are sourced here. I haven't picked through them, but the notion of if it says 89%, then we can trust that it's, more than half. You know what I mean? So we're not necessarily, like, for our purposes, we don't need a specific exact number. So there's no major large-scale nationally representative survey specifically reporting what percentage of Muslim Americans say they're okay with or support the idea of having multiple wives. They don't. Well, that brings us back to Takia. They lie because they say it's okay. 17 to 23, according to Gallup poll. Yeah, it's morally acceptable. So, I mean, according to this, about 10 times as much. The actual practice is very rare among Muslims in America. General U.S. Population for support. Yeah, well, that's another thing, that polygamy and polyamory, that's going to mess with the numbers too. But good point. So according to this, take it with the no. So the LDS said they're saying 2%. Where we go? So yeah, 2% say it's morally acceptable in the LDS church. Then we go down to the Muslims, and they, according to that Gallup poll, 17 to 23. So about 10 times as much, according to that. So take it with a grain of salt. But the point is that even if those numbers are slightly off, it is much more prevalent in Islam than it is in the LDS church. Waiting. What are we waiting for? Okay. I misread what? 17 to 23 say polygamy is morally acceptable and rising over time. Oh, this is okay. Good call. So this is overall American adults, not Muslims specifically. Good catch. No authoritative survey. There's no definitive representative. So the U.S. That's sus. That there's no surveys like that. Good catch. 50. Thank you for the correction. So they're just saying, I don't know. But
people from Islamic societies incompatible with the U.S.
I think if you ask them,
so I read it wrong. It was saying that there is no numbers on the Muslims. 2% of the LDS said polygamy is okay, but they're saying 17 to 23% of all Americans say it's okay. So we don't really have a good comparison there. Texas LBFB, welcome. Said I grew up in Salt Lake City, so a lot of exposure to LDS faith. There's different facts of Mormon Latter-day. There's different facts of Mormon. Latter-day Saints do not believe in polygamy. Other Mormon faiths do. Gotcha. Different faction. Gotcha. Thank you, and welcome to the party. So it's so it's all relative. LDS is much smaller. Well, again, so we don't have clear numbers on Islam. They just, for whatever reason, they decided that's not a question they want to ask because reasons. I don't know. But I don't know. It's probably up there. Probably up there. It's definitely something that's talked about a lot. And then again, we have the notion of taqiyya, where in Islam, it's okay to lie to outsiders to make your faith look better. So Shirley is the only person doing true investigative journalism in 2026. He's 23 and doing better than CNN. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I'm glad he's here, but I'm not sure if I'm glad that 23-year-olds are doing better than CNN. But hey, yapping away, brother, yapping away. So with that being said, we really, as a society, need to step away from religion. Politics and religion should not be intertwined. Agreed. All right, let's finish this up.
Islamic society is incompatible with the U.S.
I think if you ask a Muslim man, if we were to go to war with a country in the Middle East, ask them who they would support. That will tell you everything you need to know.
I'm on it.
Yeah, and with the daycare fraud, there's legit videos. You can find them. These daycare owners then going and giving the woman cash, and that's why you also have 81% living on welfare, because a lot of the women don't have to claim the money that they just received from working from these daycares. It's a whole entire corporation. You have daycare.
You know, like a drug dealer.
You have home health cares, you have adult daycares, you have transportation companies, you have translators that take these people to the hospital, and they're all working for that same group, and they're all receiving millions of dollars.
Yeah, the NGO iceberg is pretty crazy.
And so why would you be actually doing paperwork correctly or giving?
I thought he was on the. Was he not on? What was it? What was the name? I spell wrong. Let's go up. Let's see where this motherfucker's from. And I'm gonna stop carrying in 3, 2, 1. No, nothing. I don't see any of his chats yet. Where the fuck has he been? I don't know, but what do we got? We got. No, we're doing good. We're doing good. Don't worry about it. All right. Well, that's not what I want to do. Let's finish this up. I got push-ups to do, and then we head in to the after party.
It's pretty crazy.
And so why would you be actually doing paperwork correctly or giving these women paperwork if you don't pay them on paper, you can just give them cash?
Yeah.
And then they can go and claim welfare and get food stamps and then claim housing and get free housing. Why would you do that? Obviously it's fraud, but it's screwing over Americans.
Well, it's time to stop getting screwed.
I 100% agree. And so we have the opportunity to make that change, and we have to do it, or else
we're going to keep getting screwed.
We're going to keep getting screwed.
And, I think that's the Nick Shirley, Andrew Callaghan message is whoever you are, stop screwing us.
Yes.
All right, bro. Appreciate your time.
All right. Hey! And Warehouse Junkie said, you know what? You need a little more. You're puny and disgusting. So take one more push-up. Where's my applause? There we go. For the puppy. I'll get it. And so he's just going to lick all of that up. And then I'm just going to put this on repeat.
Every word is a weapon. Shaman declare. Exposing every shadow we pretend not to fear. And the overlord rises with the suffering.
We got it. You're not going to be able to see both. So I'm here to resurrect the second coming of coming. I think it's empty. The second coming. Oh. He's loving it. Thank you. So very, very much, sir. All right, so let's see. Where are we at here? We got 10 out of 15 and 114. Oh, my goodness. I'll pause this real quick, but thank you, Warehouse Junkie, all of the donations, but especially to our sponsor and our big baller, indie film came in and make sure that we hit that goal. You guys are amazing. So let's keep the party rage. Well, I mean, let's keep the music going, and it's time to bulk me up. All right. So wait, we got to do the math. I'm not good at math. 114 divided by 257. Ah! Fuck! All right, here we go. 57 push-ups. 57 push-ups. Let's set this up so you guys can see. Clear out the way. All right, 57. Guys, you've paid me. Now it's time to pay yourselves. If you can't do 57 push-ups, just do 50. If you can't do 50, do 20. If you can't do 20, do 10. And if you can't do any, just do some girl push-ups. Let's go. Let's go. 57 fucking push-ups. I do not want to do this. Stretch a little bit. Here we go. I definitely can't do it in one go, but here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Shadows gather when the truth once stood. A kingdom of confusion carved out of falsehood. Body walks through the ruins like the prophet reborn. A voice launches fire, a mind joined is gone. The chaos watches when the nauseating glare. Guardian of reason in a world unaware. When the overlord stalls at the edge of the flame. The faithful rise up, they already know his name.
30.
I'm here to resurrect.
33, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. We'll take a break there. Oh, all right, that's 40. That's 40. 17. 17 left. We got this. We got this. Oh, shit. All right. 17 push-ups.
Stands in the fall of a world misled. Thinking truth from the wreckage, raising dawn from the dead. Every word is a weapon.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 7 left. 7 left. 7 left. Woo! All right. Let's go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. For good luck. Let's fucking go. Yeah. Holy shit. Holy shit. And Morty is impressed. As should you. As should you. The puny man. The puny man. I need to get my foot warmer there. Oh, thank you so very, very much. What are you guys saying? I'll take the annoyances of other people's thoughts to have. I take the annoyance of other people's thoughts to have my own freedom of expression. Based freedom of speech is not just for the speech that you like. As bad as my lack of muscle is, oh man, my cardio is worse. So we might have to, figure that out. I've learned that helps. I've learned that even a little bit of stretching definitely does help. Thank you. And great. What is Jess saying? The problem is divide and censorship. You either have zero censorship or, yeah. And I mean, we don't need censorship when we have a proper law. Fair. I mean, that was this before or after? That was stretching, kind of. What kind of I don't know. What kind of stretching should I be doing? This is why I need y'all's help. This is why I need y'all's help. So Justice saying weed is illegal here in the UK and has moved up to a Class B. That is a form of censorship. Agreed. But I think it's important to separate the type of censorship of behavior and the censorship of speech. Speech is something very specific, and especially here, it's the bedrock of everything. So like we might say that, oh, you're censoring my ability to drive drunk because we have DUI laws, but that's not really, that's a kind of different thing. That's kind of a different thing than when we're talking about speech. 42. There you go. 57. There you go. Shout out to Warehouse, not only sponsoring the stream, but doing the push-ups as well. That is empty. Oh, you're not supposed to see that until they pay me. Let's try that again. Oh man, I am exhausted right now. All right. There we go. Okay, so that counts as a stretch, right? All right. Well, guys, I mean, holy fuck! Thank you so very, very much for hanging out. I know that you guys could be doing anything else with your time, and yet you spent it here with me and Morty. What is he doing? He's staring at me. I think he needs to pee. But yeah, you guys are amazing. And then, of course, we got to give a big shout out to the disciples. And, of course, the Moral Felon crew. If you know, you know. And let's shout out all of our donations. Helping Morty get fed, get fat, die happy, and making me just a little less puny. And then Indie Film throwing down the gauntlet, and Warehouse was like, nah, let me fucking throw it at. And he said, fuck are you? Brilliant. And then more. And, of course, we did have equality and deference with the Rumble rant, telling you to go buy gold and silver. Guys, thank you so very, very much. Again, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you guys being here and being part of this. If you are new, please do hit that subscribe. I am live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, and you know that YouTube sucks with those notifications, so you may as well ring the bell so you never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. We are headed over to the Discord members. I will see you in the after party. Thank you so very, very much. Once again, guys, we've got the co-host Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.